Football Club want for next season. The drama, of course, isn't just in the Premier League, it's also in Scotland, and there's been a goal at Motherwell. Conor McLaughlin.
It's Motherwell 2, Dundee United 2. The dream is slipping away for Dundee United. Blair Spitzel has drawn Motherwell level. They're going to need an 8-goal swing now, and a miracle. As it stands, they'll be relegated. Motherwell 2, Dundee United 2. We're
about to get underway here at Goodison Park. We have reporters at every game in the Premier League. Everton in their royal blue shirts and white shorts have made 2 changes. Patterson and Calvert-Lewin injured at Molineux last week, so Damari Gray and Conor Coady come in. Pickford's in goal. Back 3 of Coady, Mina and Tarkowski. We were expecting Iwobi to play as the right wing back, but we actually now think it's going to be Garner who's going to play as the right wing back, and McNeil as the left wing back, and in the centre of midfield, Onana, Doucouré and Gay, with Damari Gray. As we're underway, and Everton in their royal blue shirts and white shorts are attacking the Gladys Street end as they play from right to left against the Bournemouth side in their change strip, the all black, where they've made 3 changes. Sadly, their goalkeeper Neto, when they were on their way to the northwest yesterday, learnt that his mother had passed away. He's replaced by Mark Travers. Smith, Zabani, Senesi and Kelly's their defence. Billing comes in for Cook in the midfield. Lerma, Ouattara is the other player who comes in. Brooks, Solanke and Ryan Christie. For a Bournemouth side, 3 successive defeats, but they will not want to end the season with a 4th for what has been an incredible campaign for Gary O'Neill. But the story is all about Everton as we welcome listeners to the BBC World Service wherever you are in the world. Always a pleasure to have your company, and here we are at Goodison Park on a bright sunny afternoon, 0-0. And of course we'll keep you abreast of what's happening at Ellen Road and also at Leicester City as well. And Kilmarnock are leading Ross County by 2-1, and that means that Ross County will be playing Partick Thistle in a playoff to avoid relegation. So Stephen, all about the start, because the enthusiasm and the passion is clear to hear as far as the support from the stands is concerned.
Yeah, you've got to keep that passion and support up, and you've got to do that by closing down, by turning Bournemouth, turn the back line as much as you can. That'll be difficult. Bournemouth trying to take the sting out of the game already. They're slowly passing it round the back, trying to draw Everton out of position. The other change that we've actually seen in midfield is Doucouré. We thought he'd play higher up. It's not. It's Onana who's just playing off Damari Gray as well. So Onana's been given the freedom just to roam in behind Damari Gray. And will that cause Bournemouth a problem?
Ball is being played at the back. Travers started both games, incidentally, against Everton in the Premier League and also the League Cup this season, but it's his first appearance in goal since early January. As the ball is won in the midfield by Doucouré. Plays the ball ahead of him. Damari Gray makes the run out towards the right corner of the area, cuts the ball back into the penalty area and then cleared away by Senesi. The first goal of the afternoon's at Ellen Road. Alistair Bruce Ball.
Leeds need to win to have any chance of staying up. They are behind. Harry Kane has scored his 29th Premier League goal of the season in only the 2nd minute, assisted by Son. Whipped it into the top corner. Terrible start for Leeds. Leeds 0, Tottenham 1.
And here Bournemouth are now attacking. Christie on the edge of the area, stopped by Tarkowski. St Johnstone are leading Livingston by 2-0 at McDermott Park in the Scottish Premiership. And 2 from 3 we're going to go today. All of a sudden now, with that news at Ellen Road, it's going to be a straight shootout now between Everton and Leicester.
Yeah, well, you just wait for that news to filter around the stadium, don't you, and get that response to the players. Will they realise that quickly? We're starting to see people out the seats already. They're starting to get up and cheer, so they know what's happening.
Remember, Leeds United 31, Leicester 31, Everton on 33. Everton outside of the relegation zone. It's all about what Everton do. Villa are looking for a place in Europe, and at Villa Park is Pat Murphy.
It's 0-0, but they've just hit the bar. Bailey, left foot, 10 yards out. Villa Park absolutely rocking here. Brighton in danger of being overwhelmed. Villa 0, Brighton 0.
Doucouré picks up on the ball, edge of the area, plays it into the box, and then cleared away by Zabana, Ukrainian international. Christie takes a little knock from behind, and the referee gives the free kick in favour of the away side. Stuart Atwell. Michael Oliver, incidentally, is on VAR duties after officiating that playoff game yesterday at Wembley.
Superbly officiated as well. No better man to be in the VAR booth. so qualified. But Doucouré's had a couple of opportunities here where he's drove through the heart of the midfield, and then he's had the opportunity to pick a pass. The first one he picked was not enough weight on it to Demarai Gray, which didn't free him in behind the back line. The second time he got it wrong and it was cut out too easily by the Bournemouth defence. But it just shows they're getting opportunities to get on the ball.
You can really feel the tension inside Goodison Park. Nerve shredding, gut wrenching emotions for the supporters as Iwobi curls over a cross. Onana's there on the edge of the area. Kelly heads it away for Bournemouth in the sunshine. Gay manages to play it back. Yerry Mina, who posted that video last night on social media to say that this was his final appearance for the club. McNeil hooks it in from the left-hand side. It had gone out of play anyway, and it's collected by Travers. And 5 minutes play for what feels like has been a breathless 5 minutes.
Yeah, it does. It's been fully committed from Everton, trying to press at the right times, make sure that they win it back. Connor Cody there, who got the ball, no pressure on him, fires it out diagonally to the left-hand side, trying to get Dwight McNeil on the ball. They know the quality that he's got down that left-hand side. Just overhit ever so slightly. It's been a positive start by Everton.
Here is Billing spreading play out to this near side. Brooks bends his knees, gathers the ball in. Adam Smith has gone on the overlap. Lerma will play the ball back. You can certainly tell when Bournemouth are in possession because there is a nervous hush that descends on Goodison as now Brooks comes forward and Smith is free on the overlap. Smith, time to look up, delivers the cross towards the far post. Ouattara was there, comes out to Lerma, who hits it on the half volley with the outside of his right boot into the D of the penalty box. Couldn't keep it down, always on the rise, over the top, into the park end of the ground, and it remains 0-0.
Well, he did really well at the back post there, James Garner. Had to make sure that he wasn't beaten, had to stay strong, got his body position right, just opened his body ever so slightly, made sure that Ouattara couldn't get a free header. So that was good defending.
Leeds are behind. How's it started at Leicester? John Murray.
Same drill here as with you. The home crowd here at the King Power Stadium are raucously behind their team. It is Leicester City 0, West Ham 0. Neither goalkeeper's had a save to make yet, but you can feel the tension as Leicester try to catch Everton.
Leicester have to win. If Leicester do take the lead, then Everton need the win. A draw in that scenario would not be good enough for Everton. There's been a goal. It's at Villa Park. Pat Murphy.
Goal for Aston Villa, scored by Douglas Luiz. Right foot, 12 yards out, on the plate from Jacob Ramsey. Classic counter-attacking goal. Villa 1-0 up against Brighton.
And in Scotland, Kilmarnock now lead Ross County 3-1. So Kilmarnock will be safe. Ross County will play Partick Thistle in the playoff. Gavin Wallace.
Yes, indeed, it's Kilmarnock 3, Ross County 1. Ian Kyle Vassell on the third attempt. It came in from a corner, 2 shots, and then a poor deflection, and the header well beyond Ross Laidlaw. And as you say, Ross County now must be in the playoffs. Kelly 3, County 1.
Dundee United will be relegated, currently drawing 2-2 away at Motherwell. There's been a stoppage in play here. It was Smith, I think, had picked up the injury. Let's get an update from Ellen Road. Alistair Bruce Ball.
Leeds still trailing Tottenham by a goal to 0. Harry Kane's been down and needed a little bit of treatment. He's back on his feet. Leeds so close to an equaliser moments ago as well. Robin Koch has never scored for the club. Cross swung in from the right. Diving header just wide. Leeds 0, Tottenham 1.
Leeds went into that game 8 without a win. 2 points out of a possible 24. Known number of Leeds United supporters, and I think they were resigned that relegation would arrive today. At times it's felt that Everton's fans were resigned, but their form, particularly away from home, and the fight from the players in adversity, when you think at Molineux last week with the injuries that they had to deal with, they've kept on fighting, and they are coming forward now to McNeil, who really has been a key player for them, but he gives it away behind Iwobi, and now Zabani steps out of defence for Bournemouth to Brooks. Smith once again is committing. A lot of dark shirts forward. Here is Smith on this right hand side. Smith to send over the cross, and then it's headed back and claimed by Pickford. There's been a goal at Stamford Bridge. John Southall.
Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1. Far too easy for Newcastle. Elliot Anderson on the left hand side. Cross found Anthony Gordon, who tapped in his first Newcastle goal. Chelsea 0, Newcastle 1.
Their defeat at Old Trafford was their 22nd defeat in all competitions. Their worst set of results in 43 years, and they're behind again. Incredible. Newcastle United looking forward to Champions League football for the next season for the first time in 21 years. Everton just hoping that they can stay in the top flight. They've had scrapes in the past, 19-22. Of course, they flirted last year, staying up on the penultimate game of the season, their final home game against Crystal Palace, which was a nerve-shredding affair, 2-0 down, if you recall. And here 0-0 as McNeil sends in the cross and then chested back by Kelly. What have you made of the opening 10 minutes? Oh, hold on, Stephen. Another goal. It's at Southampton. John Akers.
Shambles from Southampton. Southampton 0, Liverpool 1. They just gave the ball straight to Jota, trying to play out from the back, and he passed it into an empty net. Southampton 0, Liverpool 1.
Straight to Arsenal. Goal, Lee Blakeman.
Arsenal ahead. Arsenal 1, Wolves 0. Good work down the right from Jesus. Put it on a plate for Xhaka. Nice header. 6 yards out. Arsenal 1, Wolves 0.
0-0 here. Goalless at Leicester. Leeds United are behind. BBC Radio 5 Live. Also available on the BBC Sounds app and the World Service too. Smith for Bournemouth. Brooks looking for the return of Smith. He's getting forward on this right hand side. He sends over another cross. Mina heads it away only as far as Lerma towards Christie. Appeals for handball. Stuart Atwell doesn't see that. Cleared away. Decore up towards Gray. Tries to flick it forward towards Iwobi. But Bournemouth are battling and are certainly making a game for it. Brooks, he's nutmegged McNeil on this right hand side. He's helped out by Gay. Now Iwobi coming forward, urged on by Sean Dyche there in his white shirt with a black armband on his left arm. Certainly feeling it, Sean Dyche. Although what was interesting, the players arrived in dribs and drabs today. They arrived separately in their own cars. I thought that they'd arrive on the team bus and get a feel for that collective spirit that was clearly outside the ground.
Yeah, well, maybe he just thought that he needed to take the players out that pressure situation, and whether they get a little bit too emotional, and he wanted to calm them down and think about it a little bit more. Bournemouth are being really creative down the right hand side. Smith and Brooks especially are causing them a problem. It's something that Sean Dyche will have to look at.
Pickford then with a free kick for Everton, still goalless, left footed, it's high, it's hanging, right corner of the area, headed on by Tarkowski, headed away by Senesi. Garner wins that aerial duel. Iwobi passes the ball out towards McNeil. McNeil sends over the cross, they're queuing up for it, headed out by the Bournemouth defence. No foul, says referee Stuart Atwell. Everton though still have the ball. They go back to Gay inside the centre circle. Iwobi out towards McNeil, midway through the Bournemouth half. McNeil delivers the ball, cleared away by Zabani. Now it's with Christie. Snapping at his heels was Gay, and then unfairly so. And then the ball's been kicked away by Gay. It'll be a free kick to Bournemouth. Stephen.
Yeah, I thought he just snapped at his heels a little bit too much. Caught him initially. Good play by Christie, who retained the ball. Made sure that even though he went to ground, he protected it. It's been a lively opening.
Certainly
15
has.
or so minutes to this game.
Yeah, and it remains 0-0. No goals at Leicester. Spurs lead at Leeds United 1-0. Aston Villa are 1-0 up against Brighton. Aston Villa, in that scenario, will be qualifying for Europe. A goal at Fir Park. Connie McLaughlin.
Motherwell 3, Dundee United 2. The dream is all but over. Max Johnson made it 3 for the home side, and now United need 9 goals in 10 minutes to stay up. The same amount they've scored in total since the 9th of April. It looks like the Championship is calling. Motherwell 3, Dundee United 2.
Talk about goals. Everton, 15 goals that they've scored in 18 home games. It'll be their lowest ever tally. If Bournemouth were to score, then that really would be a worry, because only once have they scored more than once at Goodison this season, and that was when they put 3 past Crystal Palace back in October. There has been another goal. It's at Arsenal. Lee Blakeman.
Arsenal 2, Wolves 0, and if this is Granit Xhaka's final performance, he's going out in style because he's got both. This one a tap in from 8 yards out. Arsenal 2, Wolves 0.
0-0 here. Bournemouth. Ball played out to Kelly. Far side the left. Ball goes forward towards Solanke, a former Liverpool player, of course, cut out by the Everton defence. Garner wins a throw. Another goal. It's at Southampton. John Akers.
Wouldn't you just know it? Bobby Firmino in his final Liverpool appearance has scored, and it's a lovely finish. Threat to pull the trigger 2-3 times in the penalty area. Tight angle, 8 yards through the legs of the keeper. Southampton 0, Liverpool 2.
Finishing the season with an 11-match unbeaten run for Liverpool. Key question here is, will there be a Merseyside derby to look forward to next season across Stanley Park? As here in the sunshine, Everton with McNeil on the halfway line, 14 minutes played. McNeil plays it back to Tarkowski. Both players, of course, relegated last season with Burnley. Cody back in the side, started the first 4 games under Dyche, and then made his first appearance in 12 as a substitute against Manchester City. Ineligible at Molineux last week as Ian Wone and Steve Stone joined Sean Dyche in that tiny technical area down below. Everton building slowly from the back, quarter of an hour played. Onana to Tarkowski inside the Bournemouth half. McNeil on this left-hand side. Iwobi makes the run ahead of him. Back with McNeil it goes. Short diagonal ball towards Onana. Onana now will switch it. Brought off the chest by Yerry Mina. Mina runs forward away from Christie, accelerates a little bit, passes the ball forward. Gray inside the penalty area. Gray looks to turn. The angle is tight. Works it across. Turn behind for a corner.
That's better from Everton. It's good from Yerry Mina. Steps out of defence, commits players. It draws open a little bit of space in behind. Amari Gray finds that space, gets in a 1v1 situation, chops, then chops again, fires it hard and low. Lloyd Kelly turns it round for a corner, and this is Everton's first corner of the game, and a little bit of quality now. Can they get that from Dwight McNeil in swinging left-footed corner?
What a roar that was, and that was just for a corner kick. Can you imagine the noise if Everton were to score? In the 16th minute, corner on that far side to right, headed out, didn't beat the first man, comes towards Damari Gray, who screws it off target, right-footed, hit it on the half volley, 25 yards out, goal kick, 0-0.
Oh, a poor corner to start with from Dwight McNeil, possesses so much more quality, missed the front man, have to miss that front man, but as it falls to the edge of the box, Damari Gray did everything right. He just bided his time, waited for the ball to sit perfectly for him, just struck it, always rising note, and just rising past the post and the bar.
Let's go back to Leicester. John Murray.
Leicester 0, West Ham 0. Remember, Leicester have to win. Nothing less than that will do. And the chances are just beginning to come. Iheanacho miscued from just outside the box. Shot wide, and at the other end, Antonio is in, but Everson parried it away. So Leicester City 0, West Ham
0. Leeds United are behind still by a goal to 0. Everton, as it stands, are the team who would survive, but there is a long way to go, and I would imagine we could be in for a few twists and turns on this final day of the Premier League season. In front of the travelling support, smattering of red, Everton have a throw. Bournemouth, who are all in black today. Gary O'Neill comes out of his technical area, arms folded, watching on. From the back it goes with Zabani. Now they've hit it forward on that left towards Ouattara, kept in play by Yerry Mina, and they should get that decision with an Everton free kick inside their own half. They haven't really had too many chances just as yet.
No, and I'm surprised from that distance now. I'd be thinking, just load the penalty box, look for second balls, get it in that area. You look at the size of the Everton players, Tarkowski, Mina, Onana. You've got physical decore, you've got physical stature. Put the ball in good areas.
Here is Gray, drops off, finds some space midway through the Bournemouth half. Links up with Decore, gets it back. Gray now out towards McNeil on the left-hand side. McNeil with the cross, and only partially cleared by Bournemouth. That's certainly one thing that we won't miss at the new stadium at Bramley Moor, is that pesky pillar. Here is Iwobi, back inside to McNeil. McNeil wins the corner kick. McNeil's such a key player for them.
Well, he can be. He can be frustrating at times because he's had a few crosses where he's not really put it in to the area where he should be. He's undercooked it a couple of times. This time a nice little 1-2 with Alex Iwobi. Credit to David Brooks, who gets back and does his defensive duties. And that roar again is for another corner.
So, attacking the Gladys Street end of the ground. Damari Gray to take the corner kick. Everton playing from right to left, near side the left. Gray to take it right-footed. It's towards the far post, headed back by Tarkowski. Flying header out. Brooks able to turn and control it inside his penalty area. and clatters the ball away long downfield, and there's been another goal. It's at Southampton. John Akers.
Full of stories, this one. James Ward-Prowse gets one back for Southampton. Southampton 1, Liverpool 2, a collector's item inside the penalty area from open play, right-footed on the angle. Lovely finish. Southampton 1, Liverpool 2.
Decore slips it into the path of McNeil, loses out in the challenge with Smith. A goal at Old Trafford. Masfarouki.
Ahead, Willian corner from the left, headed in by Teti at the near post. Manchester United 0, Fulham 1.
That's on Sports Extra. They actually haven't lost at Old Trafford in the Premier League since the opening day. Commentary of that's on Sports Extra. Online commentary is Arsenal against Wolves. Arsenal already lead by 2-0. Leeds United still trail at home to Tottenham at Ellen Road. Leicester City 0, West Ham United 0. Aston Villa on course for Europe. They're leading Brighton by 1-0. No goals here at Goodison. We are in the 20th minute. Everton have been awarded a free kick. Not quite at the midway point of the Bournemouth half. McNeil to take it. Left-footed. Plenty of elevation. Referee Stuart Atwell has spotted something off the ball and will give a free kick to Bournemouth. Back to Villa Park we go. Pat Murphy.
We thought we just had the Brighton equaliser. Dennis Undav turning it in from across from the left, but Villa protested. VAR involved, and it was chalked off for a marginal offside, to great delight from the Villa fans. It's still Villa 1, Brighton 0.
Travers has gone down at the moment, and the physio is going to have to tend to Mark Travers. Last appearance January the 3rd. He's only playing due to the sad circumstances and that personal bereavement with Neto. Darren Randolph is the substitute goalkeeper on the bench for Bournemouth. Let's get an update from Ellen Road. Alistair Bruce Ball.
Tottenham might be about to catch Leeds on the counter for a second goal. Son stopped in his tracks on the edge of the box. Leeds have to win today to have any chance of staying up. They're 1-0 down. Harry Kane scored in the second minute. Robin Koch and Pascal Struijk have gone close. Still Leeds 0, Tottenham 1.
You think back to the 7th of May 1994, the home game against Wimbledon, that famous 3-2 win. The Wimbledon team bus had been torched the night before. The players left the field due to their own personal safety at the end. At this stage, back then in 94, Wimbledon were 2-0 up. Who will be the Graham Stewart or Barry Horn of 2023 for Everton?
Well, it's going to need someone to step up, isn't it? It's going to need a moment of quality, moments of magic. Sadly, it's not had that at the moment. There's been a couple of opportunities for good deliveries into the box from set pieces, and it's just being safe. Do you know when you're not really putting your foot through it? It's just hoping it gets there. You've got to believe that you can have enough quality on the pitch to make something happen.
Saw Barry ahead of the game, and he says people kept on asking me about what was the plan that day. To win. And in many ways that is the scenario today for Everton. Win, and all those anxieties, all those fears just fade away. However, whilst it remains like this, there is still that real sense of jeopardy. Leicester City 0, West Ham United 0, goalless here. The Everton supporters, just as they did back then 29 years ago, and indeed then 4 years later in 98, are trying to do their bit. Full time now at Fir Park in the Scottish Premiership. Connie McLaughlin.
Motherwell 3, Dundee United 2. Dundee United have been relegated from the Scottish Premiership. It was a valiant effort today, but this league wasn't lost this afternoon. 3 managers this season and defensive frailties have cost them dearly. Motherwell are safe in 7. Johnson, Spittle and a record-breaking Kevin Van Veen on the score sheet for the home side. Fletcher and McGrath for United. It's the Championship football for Dundee United. It finished Motherwell 3, Dundee United 2.
Everton are attacking. It remains 0-0. McNeil sends over the cross from the left-hand side, and Onana rising and then tumbling at that far side of the 6-yard box, heads it over the top, and it goes out of play for a goal kick. And it remains here on BBC Radio 5 Live and the World Service. Everton 0, Bournemouth 0. Still no goals between Leicester and West Ham United, as the ball played out towards that far side. And Bournemouth building from the back ever so patiently. Back it goes to Travers, who's shaken off that little bit of a niggle. Doesn't kick it long, plays it out short, and then the ball is hit up towards Solanke, and Cody it was who eventually digs it away, and out of play it goes for a throw. St Johnstone 2, Livingston 0 is how it's finished at McDermott Park in the Scottish Premiership. No other goals to tell you about just as yet. The ball is played out towards Smith. Now with Zabani once more. Senesi keeping the ball, and certainly not phased at all as the ball is hit downfield. Cody though cuts it out. Garner wins the challenge. He was caught late. Garner stayed down. Referee plays the advantage. Onana up towards Gray, and now the ball goes out of play, but Garner has still stayed down. Stuart Atwell just having a word, I think, with Christie.
Yeah, it was a late challenge by Christie after great work from James Garner initially. Little flick round the corner, lost to Ouattara, and then Christie came in and nutmegged him, put it through his legs, and Christie caught him late down the shin. I don't think there was too much in it. I don't think it's a yellow card, but it's another opportunity now for Everton to get the ball forward, to put it into the box, to cause a problem for Bournemouth's backline, because they don't look too comfortable with the ball in the air, Bournemouth.
That's the voice of Stephen Warnock, the former England international. As we go to Old Trafford, where there's a penalty, Mazfarouki.
For Fulham, Alexander Mitrovic running forward to take it, and it's saved! And it's left-hand post by David De Gea. Casemiro brought down Kearney in the area, but Mitrovic has seen his penalty saved, so it remains United 0, Fulham 1.
Everton are attacking. Commentary of that continues on Sports Extra. This is Iwobi on this near side the left. He leaves it for Decore to take over. Iwobi, he's got McNeil with him as well. He passes the ball though to Decore, left hand side of the penalty area with the cutback. Kelly on the cover with the clearance. Nobody had made that run as McNeil tries to win the ball back. A goal at Villa Park. Pat Murphy.
Another goal for Aston Villa, and this was made again by Jacob Ramsey. McGinn won the tackle crucially at the centre circle, transferred very quickly, squared it to Watkins. 2-0 Villa against Brighton.
If only there'd been a Calvert-Lewin in the penalty area to finish off that cross from Decore.
Yeah, well, that's the difference, isn't it? You look at the great work down the left-hand side by Decore. He's played in, drops the shoulder, gets to the byline, pulls it back. No one in the box. Damari Gray's pulling off to the edge of the box, wanting to pull back. Onana at the back post hasn't made the run to get in. And that's it. Got to be getting across that 6-yard line.
Full time at Kilmarnock, Gavin Wallace.
Kilmarnock 3, Ross County 1. Goals from Brad Lyons, Danny Armstrong and Kyle Vassell ensured Kelly's Premiership status. County were given a glimmer of hope as Jan Danda converted for the spot, but it's the visitors that will play Partick Thistle in the playoffs. Kilmarnock 3, Ross County 1.
There'll be reflections at 6:30 and Sports Report with Mark Chapman before 6:06 an hour later. Stamford Bridge, John Southall.
Chelsea back in it. Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1. Raheem Sterling on the right hand side, cut into the area. His shot came off a couple of Newcastle defenders. Trippier the last one. That'll be an own goal. Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1.
Pickford hits the ball long, out of play it goes for a throw. Another goal at Arsenal. Lee Blakeman.
3-0 Arsenal. Saka with a curler, 12 yards out, right side of the area. No chance for Sarr. Arsenal 3, Wolves 0.
27 minutes played, it's still goalless at Leicester. No goals at Goodison. Leeds trail by a goal to 0, and another goal at Southampton. John Akers.
2-2, Southampton equalise. Sulemana, it's gone straight through Kelleher. Bit embarrassing that, right underneath his body, and it's 2-2 here at St Mary's.
Match of the day tonight, 10:30 BBC One. It's on an hour later in Scotland. Pickford away towards our right hand side, all in green. Kicks it away downfield. Smith heads it away. A draw as it stands is good enough for Everton, but only because their former manager and his West Ham United team are still drawing at Leicester. Here is Billing, tidies up at the back it goes to Travers, eventually gets it out from underneath his feet, downfield, downward header by Mina, won back though by Brooks in the midfield. Christie now runs over, out towards Ouattara on that far side, the left, and Bournemouth now can come forward. Brooks is going ahead of him, Solanke's also in an advanced position. Christie now takes over on the left, level with the penalty area, in the sunshine here at Goodison. Ouattara, Gay gets a foot into the challenge. It runs only as far as Kelly, and then throwing himself into the challenge was Garner. Out of play, it goes for a throw. We'll go back to Leicester, John Murray.
Still Leicester 0, West Ham 0. A sense that Leicester hearts are in mouths every time West Ham come forward, but Leicester are in the middle of a good spell here. Dewsbury Hall's just shot over, and Iheanacho had a good chance from an angle, and his shot clipped the bar and went over. So still Leicester 0, West Ham 0. Remember, Leicester have to win.
They do. Against the really put pressure on an Everton side who've actually suffered 3 successive home defeats. Here is McNeil. Gets it back from Iwobi. Shuffles it down the line towards Decore. Coming across though is Zabani. But he'll win a throw.
He's been brilliant so far, Decore. Him and James Garner, the 2 best players on the pitch for Everton. Always trying to take the game towards Bournemouth. And here is Decore again.
Decore, left corner of the area, back towards Iwobi, into the penalty area. Kelly clears, and then it comes off the head. It brushes the head of McNeil. He couldn't keep it in play. It's almost as if he was caught in 2 minds, whether to duck underneath it or try and keep it in play. And as it was, it brushed his dark hair and out for a throw, and hence the groan from the Everton supporters. Half an hour played. We're a third of the way through this afternoon, and as it stands, it's Leeds United and Leicester who are going down. Leicester City, 1 win in 16 in all competitions. However, they felt the positives after keeping that first clean sheet since pre-World Cup on Monday night at St James's Park against a West Ham United side who have that Europa Conference League final in their minds on the 7th of June in Prague. Here is Onana. Gay makes the run ahead of him, and he finds him. Gay inside the area! Shoots, couldn't keep it down. Not too sure whether the goalkeeper got a touch to that. Yes, he did. Corner kick has been given. What a chance. That was by far the best chance of the game.
Yeah, it's the best shot that they've created, the best chance. Onana with lovely footwork in the middle of the park, and then feeds Garner Gay down the right hand side, fizzes the shot, and it's just a fingertip over the bar from Travers in the Bournemouth goal. That was so much better by Everton though.
Corner kick then to Everton, and it remains 0-0. Gray to take it on this near side, the left. Mina throws himself at it. It's a looping one, and the goalkeeper, well, it goes out for a goal kick. But what a chance that was for Idrissa Gana Gueye. Back to Old Trafford, Masfarouki.
Garnacho has hit the underside of the crossbar for United, 6 yards out. He's also flashed just wide of the right post as well. So United still trail by a goal to 0 to Fulham, but looking much better going forward.
Incidentally, as we're approaching half-time, and because of the nature of the scorelines at the moment, particularly with the Leicester City West Ham United game, the Premier League will synchronise the start of the second halves. So I would imagine that at Leicester and Everton will definitely restart the second halves at the same time. Decore played in towards the penalty area, battling for that ball, appealing for handball. More from the crowd, it's got to be said, than the Everton players. As they go back towards Travers, he puts his foot through that and clears it long away downfield. Aaron Paul, you've had a goal at Selhurst Park.
Absolutely, for the away team. Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Tell you what, Awoniyi with plenty of work to do on the edge of the area. He cut inside and managed to plant the ball into the bottom left-hand corner of the goal. Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 1.
Goalless here. Still no goals at Leicester. Leeds trail. Aston Villa lead Brighton by 2-0. Here is McNeil forward. They're the key scorelines on this final day of the Premier League season on 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the World Service. Decore out towards Iwobi, unmarked, left hand side with the cross, headed away. Edge of the area, headed further away by Bournemouth, picked up now by Christie, surrounded by royal blue shirts. Christie gets away, Mina struggling to keep up with him. He runs into Tarkowski, and Tarkowski now plays it forward towards Gay. Christie tried to bring him down, urged on, out towards Iwobi. Great noise inside Goodison. Iwobi now towards Gay. He's got time maybe to have a shot here. He will shoot, moves in the air. Travers with the save, turns it away. Decore wins it back, appealing for a penalty. And hold on, there's been a goal at Leicester. John Murray.
All change. Leicester are winning 1-0 against West Ham. Harvey Barnes did brilliantly. His initial ball into the box, return pass, and from the angle he stroked it in past Fabianski. Leicester must win. They need Everton not to win. That's exactly what's happening. So with these scorelines, Leicester are staying up. They're winning 1-0. And at Goodison, Ian,
Everton now have to win. 5 times in the history of the Premier League has relegation been decided by goal difference. Everton benefited in 1998. Bolton went down on that day with 40 points. The last time that goal difference came into play was 2008, when Fulham survived and Reading went down, both on 36 points. As it stands, both Everton and Leicester now are on 34. And the pressure has just intensified for Everton.
Yeah, it'll change everything once that noise gets round the ground and the Everton players get in at half time. If it was to stay the same till that point, then there's more pressure on the shoulders. Can you deal with that pressure? I have to say Everton have done well so far in this first half, but they need to do more. They need to create more opportunities. It's just been led by Decore single-handedly in the front areas, to be honest. Damari Gray needs to add more to that forward line.
Well, remember in 94 they left it late. Graham Stewart popping up in the 81st minute, 10th of May 1998. The scenario was a little different. Everton scored early through Gareth Farrelly, and Theon Dublin actually equalised very late on for Coventry, but Bolton were losing already at that point 2-0 at Chelsea. I think now you just sense with the Everton fans reacting now, staying with their team, that they know that they've got to be the 12th man.
Yeah, they've got to play the part, haven't they? They've got to make sure that they back this team, give them belief to go on and get something out of it. The big thing is, though, Deno, still in Everton's hands. They're not a goal down. They're not chasing this game.
Yes.
They just need to score one goal, and then it changes everything with the belief of the team.
Well, we said there'd be twists and turns, and Leicester certainly scoring through that Harvey Barnes goal after 34 minutes is the first of such twists. As now Garner coming in field off that right touchline, central position midway through the Bournemouth half. 9 minutes to go to half time, still 0-0. Garner then tries to get ahead of him, but he gives a little shove in the back there of Billy. It'll be a free kick to Bournemouth. 0-0. And Everton, as you say, they've got to just, well, that's been the mantra really from Sean Dyche throughout, hasn't it? Just focus on what we do. Don't worry about what's happening elsewhere.
Well, the thing I'd say is just expect the other teams to win. Think they're going to win, and we need to win the game. You can't just come out and play for a draw and hope that the other teams don't get the result. Go and win the game. Make sure that you win it. The big thing that Everton have done so far is that they've stayed in the game. 35 minutes, clean sheet. That's good for the game so far. It's not a bad game plan.
Here is Solanke. Tries to get round to Tarkowski. Tarkowski did well to keep that ball in play and prevent it going behind for a corner. It is still, though, a Bournemouth throw right down by the corner flag. Last season when Leeds won at Brentford, it was the first time in 12 seasons that a team had actually jumped out of the relegation zone on the final day. But that is what Leicester City are looking to do, and indeed are leading by 1-0. Bournemouth with a throw back to Smith. He'll win a corner as he was closed down by Iwobi. Just there's a feeling of anxiety now inside Goodison Park, isn't there?
Yeah, it was always going to happen at some point, wasn't it? Something would change during the day that would possibly change the feeling round at Goodison. But they've got to lift this team. They've got to get behind them.
There's a lull in the atmosphere. Goal at Leicester has clearly registered that. They're dealing with it. They'll come again. They'll get a second win, the Everton support. As Bournemouth have a corner on the right hand side, floated out towards Brooks on the volley, falls towards Ouattara. Ouattara, his shot is charged down, and this is Senesi, who digs it goalwards low, almost like a little grubber kick in rugby union, right footed, and it went, how do I say, 6 inches far of that left hand post, out for a goal kick. 0-0.
Yeah, just play the ball out to David Brooks on the edge of the box. He takes a shot. Everyone thinks that Ouattara's offside. He's not. Jinx moves around, finds the ball into Senesi, who does a Cruyff turn and then just stabs it through the legs of Connor Cody. and it just goes past the far post, and you just felt that every Goodison, the breath in every person inside Goodison was just drawn out of them for a fraction of the second.
Because like you quite rightly say, you know, in many ways from Everton's point of view, that goal at Leicester, you know, they've got to just focus on what they've got to do here.
It shouldn't change anything. It should just make them know, well, they just know they've got to win the game. That was always the case before it. If you win it, you don't have to worry about the other results.
Everton actually haven't won on the final day for 6 seasons. They've lost 5 of those 6 as well since they beat Norwich 3-0 at home in 2016. Gary O'Neill was playing for Norwich City that day. There's been a goal at Villa Park. Pat Murphy.
Brighton have pulled one back. It's 2-1 Villa. Undav, who thought he scored earlier, that was chalked off of VAR. This time, smart turn, left foot finish. The usual interminable wait ruled in his favour. It's Aston Villa 2, Brighton 1.
So Arsenal are 3-0 up at home to Wolves. Villa lead Brighton 2-1. No goals between Brentford and Manchester City. Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 1. Crystal Palace 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Leeds United 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Leicester City lead West Ham by a goal to 0. Southampton 2, Liverpool 2. It's goalless here at Goodison Park, and another goal at Old Trafford. Mas Faruqi.
Equaliser for United. Fred's initial chance blocked by Fulham, but only partially, and then Jadon Sancho pouncing on the ball, firing it into the back of the net. Manchester United 1, Fulham 1.
Ball is hit downfield. Pickford will keep the ball in play. It's in the hands of the Everton goalkeeper. 5 minutes to go to half time. We're going back to Leicester City. John Murray.
Still Leicester 1, West Ham 0. So Leicester are staying up and Everton would be going down. Harvey Barnes, the goal scorer. But we've just had one of those strange last day incidents. Ian?
Demarai Gray had gone down in a challenge, John, and there was the crowd again looking for a penalty. Back with you.
One of those strange last day incidents. A huge cheer went round the Leicester Stadium, so clearly there was a rumour going around that Everton had fallen behind. Everyone down in front of where we're sitting, turning around, wondering what was happening. So we should make it absolutely clear here, it is Leicester 1, West Ham 0, and with you,
it remains 0-0, and that is why, perfect for a day like this, the BBC Sounds app. If you haven't got it, download it. You can listen whatever you're doing, whether it's walking the dog, the gardening, or indeed watching Leicester City at home to West Ham United. You'll hear it here first. Everton 0, Bournemouth 0. Onana just had a long-range effort. Stephen Warnock.
He did, and then there was also the penalty incident just before it where Demarai Gray went down. Senesi just kicked through him, didn't get to the ball, but it was almost so close that if the referee had given it, I don't think it would have been overturned, but you couldn't see it being given anyway. But this was it. Onana had a shot from 20-30 yards away, fired it past the left-hand post of Mark Travers in the Bournemouth goal. But Everton haven't really created anything since that Idrissa Gana Gueye chance, which Travers saved and pushed over the bar.
Cody wins the ball back for Everton. McNeil now takes over. Everton in their 69th successive season in the top flight, but that proud record is in real danger. Cross comes in, cut out by Kelly, only as far as Gray stabs it goalwards. Block comes in from Kelly again. The crowd are appealing for absolutely everything as the ball's put out for an Everton throw.
Desperate, aren't they, the Evertonians in and around us? They're just desperately hoping that it will be given as a handball. Demarai Gray claimed for it straight away. He feels it was a handball.
Well,
it's been waved away.
VAR had the briefest of looks because there was just a slight hesitation before the throw could be taken on this left-hand side. Gray and Decore almost get in each other's way. Demarai Gray now takes over. Demarai Gray, left corner of the penalty area, tries to work over the cross. Instead, plays it out towards the left touchline. McNeil waits. Dwight McNeil now sends his left-footed cross, but it drifts out of play and out for a goal kick. Only Arsenal have had a longer unbroken spell in the top flight with 97 seasons. But for Everton, one of 6 ever-present sides in the Premier League, as it stands, they are getting relegated because Leicester are leading and they'll be going down with Leeds United. Alistair Bruce Ball.
3 minutes remaining in the first half at Ellen Road. Leeds are trying. They need at least 2 goals. They trail to an early Harry Kane goal. They keep coming. They've not had a brilliant chance as yet. Davinson Sanchez made a block on an Adam Forshaw driver, looping Max Verber header, tipped over the bar. Still Leeds 0, Tottenham 1.
Remains 0-0 here at Goodison Park. Decore midway through his own half. 2 minutes to go to half time. Iwobi sliding into the challenge with Christie. Christie does well. Iwobi tries to win it back. I tell you what, you can't fault Bournemouth.
No.
The commitment from the Bournemouth players.
Yeah, Christie could have, at one end he's trying to create an opportunity, breaks down the other, Iwobi gets away, thinks he's away, Christie gets back with him, making sure that he's tracking him. He could have switched off, he could have thought, don't need to, it's last game of the season, we're safe. They haven't thought that at all, Bournemouth. The application of the players has been really good.
Here is Solanke. They were bottom of the Premier League, by the way, on the 10th of March. Solanke's lost it to Mina. They hit the ball early. Damari Gray checks by Zabani. The referee just says it was a coming together. And play continues. Zabani just cutting off the run of Damari Gray. 60 seconds remain of normal time. And it's still 0-0 here at Goodison. It's tense. A fraught afternoon as Lerma, Sean Dyche barking out the orders when he took charge. They were 19th and 2 points from safety. They started the day 2 points safe. Now they're in real peril, and Tarkowski's lost the ball to Brooks. Brooks inside the penalty area. Chance not taken by Solanke. And Tarkowski holds his hands up, goes behind for a corner kick.
Well, that's not going to help anything. Jordan Pickford's furious with James Tarkowski, screaming in his face. Tarkowski knows he's made an error, but his defensive partner helps him out. Yerry Mina with a huge challenge, makes sure he gets to the feet of Dominic Solanke, gets right in his face and pushes the ball round the corner off his knees. That's a brilliant block from Yerry Mina.
There's going to be 3 minutes of added on time, which we'll be going into very, very soon. BBC Radio 5 live in the World Service. It remains 0-0. Leicester City still lead by a goal to nil. Leeds United continue to trail at home to Tottenham Hotspur. Aston Villa lead Brighton by 2 goals to 1. Corner kick to Bournemouth. Near side the right. Very, very deep. And Yerry Mina has got all the time in the world to clear this for Everton. He'll play it up towards Decore. Decore gives it away. There was nobody there. That's where they missed the focal point of a Calvert-Lewin.
But even there, Dano, there's no pressure on Decore. Take your time, pick a pass. But that is what the magnitude of this game is doing to players. It's making them panic. It's making them make errors.
This has been Everton's home since 1892. They're going to have to produce one of the most important 45 minutes of football in their long, illustrious history to keep Everton and their top flight status. Unless, of course, West Ham United can get an equaliser, managed, of course, by a former Everton manager in David Moyes. Leicester lead by a goal to nil. Everton are attacking. We'll go back to Leicester. John.
Half-time here, the half-time whistle's gone, the players leaving the pitch. Just the 1 goal so far, but it could be so valuable for Leicester City. Harvey Barnes started it and he finished it in the 34th minute. So Leicester 1, West Ham 0, which means with these scorelines, it's Leicester who'll be staying up.
And just to reiterate, we are expecting the Premier League to synchronise the start of the second half. So whilst Leicester have finished ahead of Goodison here, we are expecting them both to start at the same time. Iwobi sends in a cross, kneed away by Kelly. It was a teasing ball in. Everton have a corner.
Well, they've put a few in like that, which have just been teasing, but there's just people, not enough Everton players, taking that risk to get ahead of the ball, to make sure that they get in before the Bournemouth defenders, as we've just been attacked by a bee in the press box.
I was expecting many things today, but not to be attacked by a bumblebee. Corner kick. Gray to take it. Swings it deep towards the far post. Ouattara heads it away, only as far as Garner. Garner chips back in the ball. Hasn't been dealt with by Bournemouth. Christie now will try and run it out. Ouattara caught in possession on the edge of his own penalty area. Iwobi now has it for Everton. Stoppage time here at Goodison. 0-0. Gay. Spinning ball in the air. Decore brings it under control. Decore plays it back in. Goalkeeper punches it away under pressure from Mina. Only as far as Garner. Tipped over by Travers. What a save that was. Corner kick to Everton.
Well, that's when Everton are at the best. Putting the ball in the box, putting people under pressure. Yerry Mina goes in with Travers, puts him under pressure. Travers punches the ball to the edge of the box, and then James Garner just tries to bend it with the inside of his foot into the top corner. The only issue with James Garner's shot was Travers was already on that side of the goal.
Corner kick, Gray again goes deep. Player is knocked over. Mina, the referee, Stuart Atwell has a look at it as it goes out of play for a goal kick. What a time that would have been for James Garner to have scored his first goal for Everton. Yerry Mina is still on the floor, but the half-time whistle has sounded. Stephen Warnock.
Yeah, it's not been the most creative of halves for Everton, but what they've been is they've been solid, they've been organised, they've made it difficult for Bournemouth. Bournemouth have had a couple of attacks where they've looked a little bit dangerous but not really tested Jordan Pickford. Tarkowski made an error, but his defensive partner Yerry Mina got him out of trouble. But so far for Everton, it's not the worst scenario.
Well, goals have been in short supply for Everton at home this season, and Travers has made 2 excellent saves for Bournemouth, but it's goalless at the break. It's Everton 0, Bournemouth 0. Mark.
Ian, Stephen, thank you very much. Had a text about 10 minutes ago from someone with Everton connections. It simply said, this is horrible. So if you are going through the mill this afternoon, our sympathies are with you. It's probably still horrible at the King Power, John Murray, although they've got hope, and that's always the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, they had to win and hope, and currently they are winning and hoping. It is Leicester 1, West Ham 0 at half-time. So they are halfway there, Leicester. With these scorelines, it's Leicester who are surviving. We had absolute lift-off when they scored that goal after a nerve-wracking opening half hour and more, and West Ham were jangling them every time they came forward as well. But around the middle of the half, Leicester City took charge and they got their reward when Harvey Barnes on the left-hand side played the ball into the box, a touchback from Iheanacho right into his path, and Harvey Barnes took this shot away from the angle. Their top scorer this season, 13 now for Harvey Barnes this season, and who knows, it could be making the difference. They lead 1-0. Mark Schwartz has been watching it with me. Mark, you haven't done much to say. You've been sitting there lapping it up.
I have, yeah. I know. It's been like absolutely like you've said there. From about the half-hour mark is when Leicester started to get involved in the game. They started to take more control. I think the nerves settled a little bit, and they really did start to look dangerous every time they went forward. I think the interchange play with James Maddison, Yuri Tillemans, Harvey Barnes, Iheanacho has been far at and they finished the half stronger, and they're going into the half-time break certainly buoyed with confidence of the fact that they're winning 1-0, and obviously that Everton are at the moment still 0-0.
So Leicester City 1, West Ham 0, and honestly, Mark, the atmosphere inside this stadium, if you could bottle it today, you could buy a Premier League club.
You certainly could, yeah. I mean, it is very intense. Obviously, a lot of it's out of their own hands. All they can do is go out and dictate their performance and their result on this football pitch today. And so far, Leicester have done half the job. And they've, like I said, they finished the half well, and I think the crowd are right behind them. So long as they keep going to that second half, I'm confident enough that Leicester can see this game through, and they're going to have to hope that the result at Everton is good enough for them.
Thank you very much to you both, John Murray, Mark Schwarzer at the King Power. That Leicester, with Leicester winning, basically Leeds can't really do a great deal because their goal difference is much worse than Leicester, but they made an awful start, Alistair Bruce Ball.
They did. Funny enough, when John Murray said Leicester were halfway there, I thought he was going to finish that off and say they were living on a prayer. Disappointingly, he didn't. Terrible start for Leeds. Really poor game this, Mark. A little bird told me, actually, funny enough, that the pitch, and I notice it now, wasn't watered before the game, wasn't being watered at half-time either. I don't know whether that was a Sam Allardyce tactic, but neither team has got going. The only moment of quality came in the second minute of the game. Tottenham swept down the right-hand side. Pedro Porro's playing in a midfield 3 today, found Son. Son switched it inside to Harry Kane, and Harry Kane with a superb finish screaming into the top corner. Since then, Leeds have responded well, but they've not really created a clear-cut opportunity, sort of half efforts from the edge of the box, blocked, looping headers deflected and tipped over the bar. And right from the start of today at Ellen Road, even when I arrived, I just never truly felt the the belief that anyone inside this stadium really believed Leeds were going to get out of it. At the moment, staring relegation in the face. They're 1-0 down at half-time against Tottenham, and they have to win this game to have any chance at all. But as you say, at the moment, even that wouldn't be good enough.
OK, thank you very much, Ali. So as things stand, Leeds and Everton are going down with Southampton, and as things stand, after an incident-packed first half at Villa Park, the home side have got European football next season. Pat Murphy.
Because they lead Brighton 2-1, but it wouldn't be Villa without a few collywobbles. They were dominant early on. Bailey hit the bar. Ramsey impressively playing here. 2 assists, 1 for Louise and Watkins. 2-0 up after half an hour. But Villa's high line continued to cause 1 or 2 moments of consternation, and Martinez had to be at his best to deny Undav. But then Undav got a goal back for Brighton, having been denied by VAR originally, much to Brighton's annoyance. Survived this one, left foot finish just before half-time, making it Villa 2, Brighton 1 at half-time.
Arsenal are enjoying themselves. Lee Blakeman.
Yeah, easy for them, leading Wolves 3-0. Xhaka got the first 2, a header and a right-footed tap-in, but he was so close to the perfect hat-trick. 8 yards out on his left foot, and he completely snatched at it. If it is to be his final game for Arsenal this afternoon, what a sign-off that would have been. Saka got the other goal, nice curler from inside the area. As for Wolves, forget Wolves, not in it at all. Collins with a header cleared off the line. That's your lot. Arsenal 3, Wolves 0.
All square at Old Trafford. Maz Faruqi.
Yeah, nothing in riding on this, but the packed away section to my right certainly sound like they're viewing this as a bit of a grudge match after that FA Cup quarter-final. But Fulham should have been 2 up before Jadon Sancho's goal just before half-time. But Alexander Mitrovic back at the ground where he received that 8-game ban. So his penalty kick saved by De Gea half an hour in. Tete had put Fulham ahead before that, a header at the near post from a Willian corner. But United have worked their way back into this game going forward, and they're back level at half-time. 1-1 at Old Trafford here between Manchester United and Fulham.
Also 1-1 even at Stamford Bridge. John Southall.
It is Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1. Decent enough half. Anthony Gordon's first goal for the club put Newcastle ahead, tapping in Anderson's cross, really too easy, but a well-worked goal from the edge of their own penalty area. Newcastle, Almiron and Isak both went close before the equaliser. Raheem Sterling cut in from the right-hand side. His shot deflected off 2 Newcastle players. Kieran Trippier, the second of those, a Trippier own goal. Almiron squandered 2 great chances for Newcastle, and Sterling could have nudged Chelsea ahead right on half-time. Flying Dubravka denied him on the follow-up. Cleared off the line by Matt Targett. Half-time, Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1.
If you were going on just the scoreline, this would lead match of the day tonight. It obviously won't. John Akers.
It's been good. Not a lot of defending going on. It's been excellent fun. Liverpool went 2-0 up. It looked like they could score any number. Jota with the first. Don't know what Southampton were doing. They just gave the ball away trying to play out from the back, and he just had to tap it into an empty net from about 10 yards out. Then Firmino, his final game for Liverpool, he made it 2-0 with a lovely finish inside the penalty area. Quick feet and a nice right foot finish low into the corner. Back came Southampton though. They didn't give up, they didn't get their heads down, and James Ward-Prowse in potentially his final game for Southampton, the captain. A goal from open play on his right foot inside the area is pretty rare. It was nicely taken. Kelleher could have done better with it, and he definitely could have done better with the equaliser. Suleimana, who's into the side today, just went straight through him, right foot into the penalty area. He shot about 15 yards out, just went under his body. Good this, Southampton 2, Liverpool 2.
Only 2 goalless games in the Premier League this afternoon. One our base at Goodison, the other involving the champions. Jonathan Overham.
Yes, it's Brentford 0, Manchester City 0, and City, who are resting most of their superstars, have dominated the ball in the first half, but short on chances. And actually, the better openings have come from Jorgensen's long throws for Brentford, which have led to a fair amount of chaos in the City penalty area, and decent efforts from Mee and Janelt. Earlier, Wissa had hit the post, but was subsequently flagged offside. But in the opening minutes, probably the best chance of all, when young Cole Palmer should have scored, but Raya, in what could be his final game for Brentford, saved well. Brentford 0, Manchester City 0.
And finally to Selhurst Park, Aaron Paul.
A 6th goal in 4 games for Taylor. Awoniyi sees Nottingham Forest lead Crystal Palace here by a goal to 0. Awoniyi broke the offside trap before using his strength and skill to turn and shoot past Sam Johnson. The Palace got the home side have had chances, Mark. Ibira Eze and Jordan Ayew have been guilty of being wasteful in front of goal. Will Hughes has forced a solid near post save from Wayne Hennessy in Palace's best attempt. The home side creating plenty, but it's Forest who lead here by a goal to 0.
You're listening to BBC Radio 5 Live on the final afternoon of this season's Premier League. Second halves are on the way after the news with Alison.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Food retailers and manufacturers have been reacting to the government's idea for supermarkets to introduce a voluntary limit on the cost of some basic items such as bread and milk. The Food and Drink Federation says the costs of such ingredients, energy, labour and packaging have gone up so much that some increases have to be passed on. The Health Secretary Steve Barclay has admitted the government's commitment to provide 40 new hospitals in England includes refurbished sites as well as those built from scratch. He's also confirmed that not all of the work will be finished by the target date of 2030. Devon and Cornwall police say 2 men in their 20s have died after being pulled from water off the coast of Torbay yesterday morning. One man died at the scene, the other later in hospital. And votes are being counted in Turkey in a runoff presidential election. Early results suggest Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who's been in power for 20 years, is ahead of his challenger Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu.
BBC Sounds.
I'm Rylan, and I'm going to be finding out how to be a man.
I think being a lad, being a man in modern day life is causing a lot of problems.
I'll be talking to my guests about what masculinity means today.
East Asian men in the West are always emasculated, really, and sort of desexualized.
How do we raise our sons in the 21st century? Come along with me as I hear from males from different backgrounds and experiences.
And it's just so funny how it entertains people. Us punching someone in the face.
That's literally your job. Rylan, How to Be a Man. Listen on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport with Mark Chapman.
We'll be back at Goodison Park shortly. Remember, Everton 0, Bournemouth 0. Leeds are losing at home to Tottenham, but Leicester are beating West Ham by a goal to 0. As things stand, Everton and Leeds are down with Southampton. Elsewhere today in the League Two playoff final, Carlisle beat Stockport 5-4 on penalties. So Paul Simpson's side will play in League One next season. The final playoff is tomorrow, the League One playoff final between Sheffield Wednesday and Barnsley. Final round of fixtures in the Scottish Premiership this afternoon. It was the bottom half today. The top half was sorted yesterday. Finished Kilmarnock 3, Ross County 1, Motherwell 3, Dundee United 2 and St Johnstone 2, Livingston 0. Dundee United are relegated to the Championship. Ross County go into the playoff against Partick Thistle to see who gets the final place in next season's Premiership. In the Scottish Cup final, Celtic's women beat Rangers women by 2-0. In Rugby Union, in the Premier 15's women's competition, Harlequins 81, Durham 10 and Saracens 48, Bristol 38. One game in Super League today, and that went the way of Salford, who beat Hull FC by 29 points to 22. It is meant to be the final of the IPL today, but it is raining and has been raining all afternoon. So no play yet between Gujarat Titans and Chennai Super Kings. You're up to date with all of that sport. To bring you up to date with the tennis, here's Russell Fuller.
We've lost the first top 10 player. The women's 8th seed and 2021 semi-finalist Maria Sakkari has lost 7-5, 7-5 to Karolina Mukova of the Czech Republic. Not everybody's a fan of these Sunday starts at Grand Slams, but Roland Garros looks a picture at the moment in the early evening sunshine. And on the Suzanne Lenglen court, the champion in Monte Carlo, Andrei Rublev, is a set-up against Laszlo Djere of Serbia. And earlier mark wins for Aryna Sabalenka, Stefanos Tsitsipas, but there was defeat for Britain's Dan Evans. He lost in straight sets to Thanasi Kokkinakis.
Earlier on, thank you very much, Russell. BBC Sport website for text commentary. The radio commentary starts tomorrow. On Sports Extra and on BBC Sounds. At the Monaco Grand Prix, we had full commentary of that earlier. Max Verstappen won it. The last 20 laps or so, there was heavy rain. He's now 39 points ahead of his teammate Sergio Perez in the championship. So on all of my screens, I've got nothing yet at Leicester as we wait for the teams to come out. Leeds are in the tunnel waiting to come out. Everton might just be starting to come out at Goodison. The kickoffs are all the second halves are going to be synchronised. That's right, isn't it, Ian?
It is indeed. That's what we were told if it was tight, and obviously it is tight with 0-0 here and Leicester leading by a goal to 0. So the emergence of Everton now, I would think on your screens you will start to see the same happening at Ellen Road and Leicester.
I can see Leicester out and Leeds are out as well. Stephen Warnock, it's still in their hands, isn't it? I mean, they've had the odd nervy occasion, and I'm not sure if anyone makes a mistake. It's particularly helpful Jordan Pickford bellowing at them afterwards, but you know, if they stay calm, it is still in their hands. Yeah,
and that's the big thing. You do have to try and stay as calm as you can. And I mentioned it in the commentary. I just found it very surprising because the pressure that every single player is under at Everton at the moment, and also Leicester and Leeds, is just incredible. But you've got to be a unit. You've got to be one. You've got to encourage each other. But this is in their hands. It's in Everton's hands. Nothing changes for them. Win and you're safe.
Right then, the last 45 minutes of the Premier League season. Leeds are losing, Leicester are winning, Everton are drawing. Whatever happens between now and 6:20, you will hear it with us all on 5 Live from Goodison with Stephen and Ian. I'm told, Ian, you said you weren't expected to get stung by a bumblebee. I'm also told you were given a gift when you arrived at the stadium, which you weren't expecting.
Yeah, but that would take too long to explain.
I'm still waiting for the explanation. Have you heard what it was, Chappers?
I was told you got given a tin of spaghetti hoops when he arrived.
Yeah, I think it was to do with something that Tony Livesey had said during Facts of the Day a while ago.
Oh, so, right.
Yeah, I was also given a packet of wine gums, which I have devoured. But thank you to Rich for being so kind, as he always is. Well, I'll just read you the tail end of Sean Dyche's programme notes here today, Mark. Because he says the club aligning, pulling together in the same direction and having that connection with our supporters. That connection is so important today. We all know about the power of Goodison. It's real and it's powerful, tangible and deeply effective. We need to experience it again this afternoon. Everton need to experience it in the next 45 minutes. We're about to get underway. Another goal elsewhere, Southampton. John Akers.
This is extraordinary. Southampton are ahead. They've come from 2-0 down to lead 3-2. Suleimana's got his second. He picked it up 2 yards inside his own half, dribbled the length of the field, got to the edge of the 18 and curled it inside the post. It's a beauty. Southampton 3, Liverpool 2.
If ever the adage too little too late springs to mind, but for Everton they can't afford that today. They can't be saying too little too late. They can't be looking back and looking at mixed opportunities. They've got to seize the moment, with Leicester still leading by 1-0 as the second half is underway. Neither side has made a change. Pickford is in goal, back three of Cody, Mina and Tarkowski. The wing backs are Garner and McNeil. Then you've got Iwobi, Onana, Decore and Gay, and Damari Gray through the middle. Everton, royal blue shirts, white shorts, playing from left to right as we look. They're attacking the park end of the ground. Of course, in 94, in that famous game against Wimbledon, it was at the Gladys Street end when Barry Horn rattled in that goal and Graham Stewart with the 81st minute penalty. For Bournemouth, they have Travers in goal, a back four of Smith, Sabani, Senesi and Kelly, Billing, Lerma and Ouattara, Christie, Solanke and David Brooks. They're all in black. They're attacking the Gladys Street end. Stephen Warnock.
Yeah, good start from Bournemouth in the second half. They've just gotten behind Everton a couple of times or put them under pressure. Everton, they've got to just be calm in the way that they play, not being too frantic. At the moment, they're not calm enough. They're trying to play forward a little bit too quick. Got to be more measured in their approach to it. I said to you at half-time as well, Deno, didn't I? I said the possibility that Yerry Mina goes up front at some point. At what point does Sean Dyche roll the dice?
Well, I was at Molineux last week and they changed the shape 3 or 4 times. Michael Keane had stayed forward. He helped, of course, with that dramatic equaliser in the 99th minute. Here, a point's not good enough as it stands. They need to win because Leicester City are leading West Ham United by 1-0. As for Leeds United, start of the second half, Alistair Bruce Ball.
Well, you can hear some boos ringing round Ellen Road now because just like at the start of the first half, Leeds have conceded early. Pedro Porro's rifled a shot into the bottom corner. Leeds on a day they had to win to give themselves any chance of staying in the Premier League, and now 2-0 down at the start of the second half. Kane did the hard work, set Porro up, he rifled it into the bottom corner. Leeds are going down. Leeds 0, Tottenham 2.
That takes Leeds United out of the equation. We started the day 2 out of 3. It's now 1 from 2. It'll either be Everton or Leicester City as the ball goes out towards that far side. And Billing in the sunshine as the Everton flag, royal blue, on that stand on the far side, just gently in the Merseyside breeze, lofts to the right and then to the left. as now Lerma comes forward and away from Iwobi to Christie. Gary O'Neill watching on. They'd stayed in Manchester last night. They didn't stay in Merseyside on with security concerns. There was no fireworks to disturb them, nothing like that untoward. It was a big secret for Bournemouth. Stay out of the city of Liverpool. But for Everton, well, they need something to happen. Whether it be a West Ham equaliser or a goal themselves.
Yeah, but I think it shows how serious Bournemouth are taking the game. They're not just coming here and rolling over and saying we're on our holidays. We'll roll over and let you get the result.
Ball played early. Decore had made the run. Lerma had gone with him. Again, the referee had a good look at that. It was the Everton supporters who were looking for a penalty. It was never going to be a penalty early in the second half.
No chance at all. Decore should be stronger, but again, making those runs from beyond the midfield, making sure he getting past Damari Gray. It's positive play from him.
Ouattara on this near side, the left, comes infield. Brooks central position, dispossessed and bundled off the ball by McNeil, and McNeil now charges forward, urged on by this capacity Goodison crowd. Gary O'Neill wants his Bournemouth players to come back. Onana goes down under the challenge of Billing and gets the decision in Everton's favour. And Onana, despite sitting on the ground, tries to whip up the crowd as they get a free kick just in from the touchline on the right hand side. 5 minutes into the second half, 0-0.
Yeah, good play from Onana. He didn't look like he had the legs to get away from Philip Billing, but then he just got his body across him. Billing clipped his heels and put him to the ground. And now there's a free kick just on the right hand side. In swinging ball from Damari Gray. Put quality in there. Me confident that you can put it in an area where you can give your attacking players a chance to go and win a header. Win second balls. Make sure it drops to a player.
Not quite 30 yards out from goal, but it's in from the right touchline, attacking the park end of the ground. And Nana's currently in an offside position as Damari Gray curls this one in now, and it was Lerma who threw himself at it, and then Brooks with the clearance. Bournemouth had every black shirt back. Pickford in the shadows of this famous main stand here at Goodison plays the ball out to McNeil, and every outfield player is in the Bournemouth half towards our right hand side. Iwobi, long diagonal ball. Mina has stayed forward. Bournemouth can't get it away. Damari Gray with a header. Oh, it almost could have gone in, but it's been turned behind by Zabani. How did that not go in? What a chance. It was almost on a plate.
Well, that's what Everton should have done more often in the first half. Direct. Yerry Mina wins the first one. Drops to Damari Gray. It's a poor header. He should do better. He puts it on the side where Travers is, and Travers gets down, pushes it away to safety.
And then it could have gone anywhere off the shins of Zabani. Corner kick for Everton. McNeil to take it on the right hand side over the head of Tarkowski. Lerma chases after it, closed down by Damari Gray. There just wasn't enough power on it, was there?
No, he couldn't generate the power, but he should have done better. He should have gone the other side of the goalkeeper. I know it's easy to say, but it was such a big opportunity. But that's what Everton have to do. Go direct. Stop playing round the back and making it too easy for Bournemouth.
It is interesting that you think of Sean Dyche's managerial career as a Bournemouth player is down, so there's a stoppage in play. His success predominantly was when Burnley played 4-4-2. He can't play that system here. He goes 4-5-1 a lot of the time, but however, go direct, and you think that Everton might get something today.
Yeah, but you've got to have a focal point. I understand that. You've got Damari Gray up there, so you can't go as direct. But there's opportunities when the ball's getting recycled from corners or from free kicks where they're still playing out as it comes out. Put the ball back in, make it difficult. Use the strengths of Tarkowski and Yerry Mina in those forward positions.
Just worth reiterating what's at stake. Everton Football Club, founder members of the Football League in 1888, have spent just 4 seasons in the second tier of the English game. 1930-31 under Tom McIntosh, and then from 1951 to 54 under Cliff Britton. 4 seasons out of 134 years of football. But with Leicester City still leading by a goal to nil, relegation is on the cards for Everton. Leeds United, their fate appears that it's being sealed. Alistair Bruce-Ball.
Yeah, their fans have had enough. It's really noticeable, actually, Ian. The atmosphere is turning now at Ellen Road. There were boos when Pedro Porro scored the second just after half-time. Any Leeds mistake, a Rasmussen and Christensen cross has just floated behind out of play. Boos and jeers, and I think that's only going to get worse during the second half. Leeds 0, Tottenham 2.
Ouattara out towards Brooks. Brooks with a cross and spoon behind by Garner, because there were two Bournemouth players arriving at the far post with pace. And that was a threatening moment for a Bournemouth point of view. Lerma was one of them.
Yeah, lovely ball in from Brooks, and credit again to James Garner at the back post, who deals with that situation so well. Doesn't know who's behind him, just has to get something on it, because there was two players. There was Ouattara and another Bournemouth player arriving at the back post, which would have been so dangerous for Everton. But that is the danger that Bournemouth possess on the counter-attack.
0-0. Leicester still lead. Corner kick to Bournemouth in front of the Gladys Street. Brooks to take it near side the left. Left-footed in towards the near post. Headed out by Garner, only as far as Christie. Rolls it back out towards Brooks. Brooks faced by Garner, delivers a teasing ball in. Headed away by Cody inside the 6-yard area. Headed further away by Garner. Bournemouth still applying the pressure on Everton. Brooks towards Christie. Will he keep that ball in play? He might win a corner. The referee will have a look, and in fact actually says it's a goal kick instead. And the Everton fans like this. And then Pickford just pushes, I think it was Senesi, out of the way. Let's get a quick update from Southampton. John Akers.
Bobby Firmino making his way off the field after scoring for Liverpool, applauding above his head. The Liverpool fans all stand. His last game, he high-fives Jurgen Klopp as he walks off. His 8 years at Liverpool are over. It's Southampton 3, Liverpool 2.
10 minutes into the second half. Mina coming forward for Everton. It's still 0-0. Mina's lost the ball. The referee gives a free kick to the home side. Goal at Old Trafford. Masfarouki.
They've come from behind to lead United. Bruno Fernandes beating the offside trap. Leno came out. Simple finish for the Manchester United number 8. United 2, Fulham 1.
And a reminder that we still have so much live football to look forward to. Next Saturday, the FA Cup final at Wembley. Manchester United against Manchester City at 3, to be followed by the Scottish Cup final, Celtic against Inverness. Wednesday the 7th of June we're in Prague for the Europa Conference League final, and then in Istanbul on the 10th of June for Manchester City against Inter, and then the small matter of a few Euro 2024 qualifiers. There's going to be a substitution here. Brooks is going to be the player coming off, and whilst that change happens, we'll go back to Leicester and John Murray.
Leicester City are still leading through Harvey Barnes' first half goal, so they're winning 1-0 against West Ham. But I can offer Everton fans some hope with the way that West Ham have started the second half. They are putting pressure on Leicester now. Cresswell swinging in another corner, but that's caught by Everson. But already Johnny Evans, from one of the corners that West Ham have had, got his head to the ball, very nearly went into his own net. It was just wide of the post. So Leicester are surviving as they are winning 1-0 against West Ham.
Pickford hits the ball long. Of course, it wouldn't be lost on many for David Moyes to come to Everton's rescue. Makes you wonder what David Moyes would have done when he and his Everton team overachieved for so long, looking to try and push for a place in Europe, had he been given the riches that Farhad Moshiri appears to have squandered since his ownership here at Goodison Park. Decore with a volley! Oh, Decore with a volley! Sheer delirium inside Goodison Park! What a sweet strike from Decore! Oh, he hit that! It travelled like a rocket, gave the keeper no chance. And Everton are doing it again. A last day escape. They lead Bournemouth by a goal to 0. What a hit!
Wow, what a strike from Decore. The best player on the pitch. The player who's tried to make things happen in this first half. Again, they go direct. The ball falls to the edge of the box. Decore takes a swing at it with his left foot, and he catches it like he'll never catch a ball again. So sweetly into that far corner, and Goodison Park has absolutely erupted. There's people with tears in their eyes in front of us. Everyone's hugging each other. It is absolutely unbelievable.
Sheer bedlam, and a goal to rival Barry Horns from 29 years ago. And contrast the emotions at Goodison Park as we go to Leicester City and John Murray.
Well, now this scoreline of Leicester 1, West Ham 0 is not enough for Leicester City to stay up. They need Everton to drop points, and the news has reached us here. Some of the West Ham fans are actually celebrating that goal to goad the home fans. So now Leicester City are back to just having to hope that Bournemouth can come up with something at your end. Leicester now going down but winning 1-0.
That was a bolt from the blue. And as you say, Stephen, there are Everton fans crying out of relief. This is a day that as a football fan you go through every emotion. The purgatory, the fear, the gut-wrenching anxiety, and now that sheer elation. And the nervous energy that these supporters will be going through every possible emotion because they are doing what they had to do.
It was quiet before the goal. It was nervous, it was tense. And now you just get that feeling around the ground. The fans are on the feet, they're backing the team, they're pushing the team again. Wow.
Incredible noise inside Goodison Park. And I think we've got a goal at Arsenal, Lee Blakeman.
4-0 to Arsenal. Jesus with a header at the back post off a Trossard cross. It's all over. Arsenal 4, Wolves 0.
They will talk about that goal for years and years to come. We still talk about Barry Horn's effort from '94. Everton are doing what they had to do. Leeds United and Leicester City will be relegated. Here is Christie though. A goal for Bournemouth changes everything. As the ball is eventually put out of play. Fireworks are being let off now behind the Gladys Street end of the ground. There is still another half an hour of football to be played.
Well, this will be one of the hardest tasks for Sean Dyche now, to calm his players down, to relax his players, to not get overawed with the sense of the atmosphere. They've got to stay calm, because it'd be so easy to get carried away within this atmosphere. Just listen to this place.
What an incredible atmosphere.
No, Steve Stone has just come up on the TV monitor in front of me and he's smirking. He can't believe the atmosphere in here. He doesn't know what to do.
The supporters have been absolutely outstanding. They've had the banner fight for us. They are the 12th man. And they're now going to try and carry Everton over the line. With half an hour remaining. 1-0 to Everton. Leicester lead West Ham by a goal to 0. Leeds United are going down. I remember listening to Alistair Bruce Ball last season when they beat Crystal Palace, and just like Wimbledon in '94, then they were 2-0 down against Palace for what was the final home game, the penultimate game of the season. And the Everton supporters that day, Goodison Park, it crackled. This famous old ground is crackling once again. There's been another goal at Leicester, John Murray.
Well, Leicester City are now leading by 2 goals to 0. So they're doing their bit, but at the moment it's not enough. This one, Wout Fass's first goal for Leicester City from a Tielemans free kick on the left-hand side. Got it with a header, 7 yards out, sent it beyond Fabianski. So Leicester City 2, West Ham United 0, but Leicester are going down, and moments earlier West Ham had struck the post through Benrahma.
So it all hinges on Goodison Park for the next 28 minutes of normal time, where Everton lead Bournemouth by a goal to 0. Another goal at Southampton, John Akers.
Where has this been from Southampton? It's 4-2. Southampton 4, Liverpool 2. Armstrong off the bench, left-footed. 4-2 it is.
Take a breath, Stephen. Take a breath. Everton leading 1-0. McNeil clears long downfield. Remember, they've only scored more than one in the previous 18 home games, and that was against Crystal Palace. 15 goals in 18 home games before today. But that Decore strike, what a hit. He couldn't have dreamt to have hit it any better than that.
No, it was just stunning, wasn't it, from Decore? And the great thing was, he didn't think about it. He didn't try and take a touch and didn't try and set himself. That is what was needed on the edge of the box. Rifled in with his right foot. I thought it was left-footed at first when I first saw it. It was right-footed, finds the far corner. Travers rooted to his spot because he bent it round one of the Bournemouth defenders, and he stood no chance of getting anywhere near it. I know, I'm not even an Everton fan, I'm a neutral fan here, and my heart's pounding just at the excitement of the game. Imagine what these Evertonians are going through. Imagine what the players are going through on the pitch as well.
I really can't, as Christie's going to be coming off, Keeper Moore's going to be coming on, so Bournemouth are going to go with Moore to partner Solanke up front when the change eventually happens. Everton, though, lead by 1-0. Leicester City are doing what they had to do as the ball goes back to Travers, all in yellow away towards our right, and Bournemouth will build from the back. 63 minutes played, such a long way to go in this game on what is an energy-sapping afternoon in the sunshine. Bournemouth, a goal for Bournemouth changes everything as the ball is played at the back, and now it's with Senesi. The Everton fans, the vocal support has never been found wanting. Kelly rolls it in. Here is Solanke. Solanke stopped by Yerry Mina. Yerry Mina posted last night in that video, one last dance. So there'll be a jig of delight, or 3 or 4, by every Everton supporter. Even Sean Dyche. Would he afford himself a David Pleat-esque jig of delight across the pitch? Maybe not. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, goal, Aaron Paul.
Equaliser for Palace, Elise with the curl cross, Will Hughes with the glancing header. Palace 1, Forest 1.
BBC Radio 5 live on the World Service and also through the BBC Sounds app. 65 minutes played. Everton 1-0 up. Leeds United 2-0 down. Leicester City leading 2-0 at home to West Ham, but going down. Onana to Garner. Garner with the cross.
What a ball.
Right hand side, he's going to go out and play for a goal kick.
That is a delightful ball from James Garner, put into an area, and you're thinking, who's arriving on the scene? Again, the holding out Everton players. Go and get your head on it. Go and put this game to bed and get it done.
We talked before, didn't we, for the social media, for the 5 Live Sports, saying that this could be the biggest relegation in Premier League history. The biggest relegation should Everton go down since Manchester United in '74. But all such talk has been banished with that goal from Decore. Everton now with Gay into the penalty area, tied it up by Billing. Everton are staying up at the moment, leading by 1-0, 66 minutes played, 5 Live. Sean Dyche, his arms are waving here, there and everywhere. Ian Wone and Steve Stone, that glass of red will have never tasted as sweet tonight if they of course can stay up. As now with Lerma to Kelly on this near side. Kelly plays it back. Lerma just over the halfway line. This is Billing who turns outside the centre circle. Switches play out towards Smith on that far side, the right. Looking for an equaliser that Leicester City are praying that they get. 66 minutes played, 5 Live. Senesi hits the ball over the top. Ouattara had made the run forward. Iwobi with a downward header. Back it goes to McNeil. McNeil now towards Decore. He couldn't hold on to the ball and Bournemouth get it once again. Now it's with Kelly. Here is Lerma.
They've got to take the sting out the game, Everton. They've got to retain the ball. They can't get hold of the ball at the moment, and Bournemouth continue to come forward.
In comes the cross, looking towards Keeper Moore, headed away by Cody, brought back into the side, left with no real option. Decimated by injury. Damari Gray deputising for Calvert-Lewin. There was no attempt to play the ball there by Senesi. It was a blatant push, barge over. Wasn't a fair shoulder barge at all. He's going to be shown a yellow card. He had more eyes on the man, and he will be shown yellow.
Well, arguably the least experienced player on the pitch, James Garner, showing the most composure on the pitch, brings it down on the edge of the box because he knows he's not under any real pressure, and then plays a ball over the top to Damari Gray. Damari Gray almost shows the ball to Senesi and says, go on, have a nibble if you want, and then just turns on the the afterburners, goes down the line, it's taken down, and that's just taken a sting out the game, but it's given them an opportunity now to put quality into the box.
Gray takes a deep breath, waits to take the free kick for Everton, who lead 1-0. We're midway through the second half. Attacking the Park end of the ground, actually takes it short to Garner. Garner runs forward, right corner of the area, rolls it in low, balloons up in the air and took a deflection. Gathered by Travers. Goal at Ellen Road. Alistair Bruce ball.
Leeds still in there fighting. They've got one back. Leeds 1, Tottenham 2. Jorginho Ruta off the bench. The young Frenchman set up Jack Harrison. He hit it into the bottom corner. No good for Leeds at the moment, but they have to win this game. Leeds 1, Tottenham 2.
And remember, Leicester City still lead 2-0. Aston Villa qualifying for Europe as it stands. They lead Brighton 2-1. Kelly with a cross. Kelly from the left-hand side. Keeper Moore with a header, and it's hooked away by Mina. My word, still Bournemouth threatened, headed away. Pickford and Solanke get involved off the ball. Pickford and Solanke getting involved. Tarkowski now pushes Solanke, and there's a flare up inside the 6-yard area, almost in the actual goal itself. Pickford's also got an injury.
Well, that was a huge save by Jordan Pickford. You talk about moments in the game, talk about moments that might keep you in a league. This is huge from Jordan Pickford. As the ball was headed back down, Jordan Pickford flung himself across the goal and just pushed it away from the onrushing Solanke. Then Solanke and Pickford tangled, and I thought to myself, do not throw your head, Jordan Pickford. Don't push your head into his, because you'll be in big, big trouble if you do. He didn't. He's picked up an injury for his troubles, but that is massive from Jordan Pickford.
And he's stayed down. Solanke has been shown a yellow card by Stuart Atwell, and I think there might be another yellow card to be shown as well. Yeah, indeed, to Smith. Meanwhile, another goal. What's that, the 7th of the day at John Akers?
It is, and this one's for Liverpool. They're still in it. Southampton 4, Liverpool 3. Trent Alexander-Arnold square, tap-in, sub Gakpo, 4-3.
Another goal at Ellen Road. Alistair Bruce ball.
Tottenham straight down the other end. They've got a third. Harry Kane, 30 Premier League goals this season. He's only ever achieved that once before. Tottenham on the break. Leeds had to attack. They were wide open at the back. It's Leeds 1, Tottenham 3. Leeds are going down.
But it will be Aston Villa on course for that 7th place, the Europa Conference League, as they still lead Brighton by 2-1. Pickford is getting lengthy treatment here.
Yeah, I just wonder whether he's trying to take the sting out of the game. It didn't look like he really picked up too much, but just seeing now he's holding his wrist, so whether he's fallen awkwardly. But the incident came from Dominic Solanke, actually pulled Pickford down and started the melee. Hopefully Pickford hasn't picked up a major injury, because that would be a big loss. And just saw the replay on the screen. Brilliant from Jordan Pickford. Huge, huge shave.
Another goal at Southampton. Back to John Akers.
This is ridiculous. 4-4, and it's Jota set away by Salah, right-footed, top corner. 4-4 with 17 minutes left.
So Leeds United are going down. Leeds United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 3, as we go back to Leicester City and John Murray.
Leicester City doing what they had to do. They're winning 2-0 against West Ham. Harvey Barnes in the first half. Wout fast with a header in the second. But Mark Schwarzer, the West Ham fans have been singing 2-0 and you're going down. And they're right.
They are right, unfortunately, for Leicester City fans. The fact that Everton obviously are 1 goal ahead, but Leicester have been pretty much in control. Yes, West Ham have had the odd chance. Danny Ings probably should have, at the very, very least, tested Everson in goal, but he skied the ball over from about 8 or 9 yards out. And other than that, Leicester look always a bit dangerous when they go forward.
So Leicester City 2, West Ham 0. Leicester need Bournemouth to do them a favour.
Well, if you think back to last weekend, Wolves conceded a 99th minute equaliser against Everton. We could easily have 9 minutes of added on time here with the substitutions that have been made and this lengthy stoppage to Jordan Pickford, who's still being tended to inside the 6-yard area in front of the Gladys Street end, as Everton lead by 1-0 away towards our left-hand side. BBC Radio 5 Live, 18 minutes of normal time remaining. We will go to Aston Villa Brighton. Pat Murphy.
It's still Villa 2, Brighton 1. Villa have lost their first half fluency. Brighton pressing hard for the equaliser. The referee David Coote angering both sets of players. No lack of tension here either, Ian. It's Villa 2, Brighton 1.
Thank you, Pat. Well, there's a real concern now for Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, it looks like he might have dislocated his finger. He's got his gloves off, and what happened was when the melee happened, he held his finger straight away and he was grimacing to the the physios to get on quickly. They've took his glove off. He's looking at it now, and it's almost like they're trying to put it back into place, and that's a concern. I think once it goes back in, though, that'll be fine if you can strap it up, because they won't want to lose him. He's obviously made a huge save in that game, but he's signalling to the bench again that he's got a little bit of an issue, even while he's being worked on.
Well, the only goalless game this afternoon is at Brentford. Jonathan Overend.
Still Brentford 0, Manchester City 0. Pep Guardiola has brought on the Northern Ireland international Che Charles, another academy graduate, only 19. It means at the moment it's a little glimpse of the future at City, with Foden, Palmer, Lewis and Charles all on the pitch, 0-0.
Pickford's back on his feet. I think he's even sharing a smile with the Gladys Street supporters.
Yeah, it's good to see that he's on his feet, because you don't want to lose players at this stage in a game of this size as well. But obviously he's happy now with the situation and feels that his finger's okay. Thumbs up to the bench as well, which is good to see. Smile on his face.
He's reading an excellent piece on the BBC Sport website from Phil McNilton, the build-up to this game, where he was saying that the calamitous decision-making has caused that fractured relationship with the supporters, been regular protests. You forget that the board haven't attended a home game here due to safety concerns since January. They didn't learn the lessons when they flirted with relegation last season. If they are to survive, then they certainly need to heed what has gone on this time, because with the new stadium at Bramley Moor set to open at 2024, they need to kick on, press the reset button, whether it be with Sean Dyche, who's on course for what will be just his 5th win in his 18th Premier League game since taking charge. But they are heading towards safety. But the margin for that to change is so slender, because Leicester City, their 3 points, it would appear to be safe. They lead West Ham 2-0. The Bournemouth equaliser changes everything. 15 minutes of normal time remain, but we will have a lot of stoppage time. Onana wrestled to the floor by Kelly. No free kick. Instead, it's an Everton throw. But they've got all the time in the world now. Garner's in no real hurry to take it.
No, I don't know how that's not a foul, though. He's physically wrestled him to the floor. Onana looks like he's just going to get a simple header on, and Lloyd Kelly flings him to the ground.
Don't forget, Sports Report with Mark Chapman at 6:30. We'll try and bring you as much reaction live as we can for that hour before 6:06 at 7:30. 08085 909 693. Kelly gets that ball away from Onana and then clears for Bournemouth. Gay will head it back for the Royal Blue of Everton. Bouncing ball. Lerma brings it under control out towards Solanke. Gets it forward. Mina goes into the challenge. Charged down then by the substitute Matthias Fina. Now, did he follow through here? The Everton players aren't happy with the Bournemouth substitute, and he's caught Connor Cody.
Yeah, I don't think he catches him with his foot on Connor Cody's foot. I think it's a knee in the thigh of Connor Cody. It's clever from Connor Cody, because he's the last man, knows he has to win it. It's just a coming together between the two players. There's nothing in it. It's Connor Cody buying time, using the experience.
And Gary O'Neill has spoken out of turn. 3 Bournemouth players booked, and now the Bournemouth manager is shown yellow by referee Stuart Atwell. 14 minutes remain. The suspense continues here on BBC Radio 5 Live.
Yeah, but for Everton now, it's about playing percentage football. Put it in areas, keep it alive, win throw-ins, win corners, make sure that you keep the ball in the opposition's half as much as you can.
Mina goes in search of it. It'll go out of play. It'll be a Bournemouth throw deep inside their own half, in front of the travelling support who made that long journey up from the south coast. There's been another goal at Arsenal. Lee Blakeman.
5-0 Arsenal. Kiwior shot spilled by Sarr. Arsenal 5, Wolves 0.
Sports Report coming up with Mark Chapman. Bournemouth looking for an equaliser. Leicester hoping that they get the equaliser as well. It's the only thing that's going to keep Leicester City in the Premier League. Leeds United are going down, trailing at home to Tottenham by 3-1. Aston Villa still lead Brighton 2-1. That stoppage in play for Jordan Pickford, it just seems to have given everybody a chance to go Take that collective breath.
Absolutely. It's just made the players relax a little bit more. I think the crowd were up, the players' heart rates were up a little bit too much. There didn't seem to be any sort of composure in the game from an Everton point of view. It stemmed the tide a little bit from Bournemouth attacking all the time. So from Everton's point of view, as much as you don't want to see your goalkeeper go down, it's actually done them a favour. Whether it'll do them a favour later on, I'm not so sure when the time's added on.
Well, we'll find that out in about 12 minutes' time. Bournemouth are coming forward. Lerma's over the halfway line. Looks for the run of Ouattara. Headed away by Tarkowski. Flicked away by the goal scorer, Decore. Bournemouth try and win it back. Solanke goes into the challenge. Bournemouth do get that ball. And it's with Kelly on this near side, the left. Kelly plays the ball back. Senesi. Every outfield player is in the Everton half away towards our left-hand side. Kelly just in from the touchline. Back it goes to Senesi. Now towards Sabani inside the centre circle. Charging at him was Iwobi. Back it goes to the left-hand side. Ball played forward. Vigna down the line looking for the run of Billing. Another goal at Leicester, John Murray.
West Ham have got one back, so it's Leicester 2, West Ham 1 on the counter. Pablo Fornals running through and shooting in off the foot of the post. Doesn't change the wider picture though, but Leicester are winning. Need something from Bournemouth.
Here are Bournemouth, and they come forward and they never can get the ball away. Lerma was fouled on the edge of the area. No free kick. Counter-attack now for Everton. Onana out towards Gray. Onana continues his run. Gray, edge of the area. Gray doesn't get the shot away. Enters the box though, and then slips. But that was a scare at the other end.
Oh, it was a real scare. But credit to Conor Cody and James Tarkowski. They dealt with it at the back post. They made sure that the ball didn't come in. And then Everton get the chance to counter-attack, and a lazy pass from Onana doesn't really give Damari Gray the chance to get the ball out of his feet. Has to do it all on his own. Gets in a 1v1 in the box and then just slips, kicks the ball off his other foot. But Everton have got a little bit of a problem here. Idrissa Gana Gueye is shattered. He can't run. He can't get up and down, box to box. I think someone just needs to say to him, stop pressing, just sit in, protect the back three, make sure you do that job and let the other midfielders do the dog work, if you like, and get round the pitch for you.
So a goal for West Ham would take the jeopardy out of this game. It would certainly make things a little bit more comfortable for Everton, because Leicester City as it stands is still leading 2-1. But Bournemouth, if they were to equalise, then that goes in favour of Leicester City. Flick on by Kiefer Moore. It's on a knife edge on BBC Radio 5 Live with 10 minutes remaining. That decision goes against Everton. It'll be a Bournemouth throw-in on this left-hand side. Leeds United we can discount. Trailing at home to Tottenham by 3-1. Billing plays the ball to Kelly. Sends in the cross towards Kiefer Moore. Hooked clear by McNeil. Iwobi now runs onto it. Everton over the halfway line, far side the left. Decore's ahead of him, as is Damari Gray. Diagonal ball looking towards Damari Gray. One bounce and out of play, it goes for a goal kick.
Sean Dyche is furious. Absolutely furious down in front of us. He's saying keep the ball. It's a Hollywood pass. It has to be an unbelievable ball from Iwobi to find the head of Damari Gray. Just keep it, retain it. Now Bournemouth are back on the attack.
Don't forget that Everton were referred to an independent commission in March by the Premier League for alleged breach of financial fair play rules. The club said that they will robustly defend their position. They're certainly going to have to robustly defend this lead with 8.5 minutes remaining. 1-0, 2-1 in favour of Leicester though at the King Power. Bournemouth with Lerma over the halfway line. Jordan Pickford only kept 7 clean sheets this season. Drops towards Ouattara, heads it towards Solanke. Tarkowski got something on it, hooked away by Decore. Everton are being forced back.
Yeah, but they're doing well, they're defending so well. Dwight McNeil not switching off, making sure he tracks his runner. And then Tarkowski has been really, really solid today. Again, getting his body on the line, making sure he's in the way, intercepting the ball.
Anthony's going to be coming on for Bournemouth. They're attacking on that far side, the right. Ouattara with a left-footed cross, and the downward header by Kiefer Moore goes wide. Running into it, 6-yard box, couldn't keep it on target.
I don't think he gets it. I think he misses the ball. Lovely play down the right-hand side from Ouattara into the head of Kiefer Moore. He just misses the ball, doesn't get anything on it, and Yerry Mina at the back post is very thankful because he was wrong side of his man.
Bournemouth are making a change. Jaden Anthony is coming on, and it's Smith who has gone off. So that's an attacking change being made by Gary O'Neill, as Everton still lead by 1-0. And there is activity on the Everton bench as well, and they actually haven't filled their full quota today. They've got Sean McAllister, a young midfielder from Northern Ireland at 20 years of age. Ellis Sims is going to be coming on, a young forward for these closing stages here at Goodison Park. A goal now at Brentford, Jonathan Overend.
Well, it's a side story on a day, but what a story as Brentford take the lead against Manchester City. Ethan Pinnock, 1-0 Brentford. They're close to doing the double against the champions.
And it means that every game in the Premier League has had a goal. Match of the day tonight, BBC One 10:30. It's on at 11:30 in Scotland. Damari Gray is the player who's going to be going off for Everton. So they'll have a focal point for these closing minutes, and we have under 7 minutes of normal time remaining. Everton 1, Bournemouth 0. Leicester, remember, are still leading West Ham by 2-1. Leeds United trailing at home to Tottenham 3-1. Aston Villa lead Brighton 2-1. Onana loses the ball, tries to win it back. Lerma now with Kelly, back to Lerma. Onana slides into the challenge. Bournemouth are coming on strong. Senesi coming forward. Tension and the nerves ratcheting up here inside Goodison Park. As Gay gets a foot into the challenge. Billing. Damari Gray has pulled up. He's struggling with his hamstrings. He's going to be replaced very, very soon. Out it goes towards the far side. Anthony delivers a ball in low. Tarkowski made the challenge.
What a challenge it was as well. Had to be timed to perfection, and timed it to perfection, as it looked for all intents and purposes that Vera was going to get in front of him and win the challenge.
Ball goes long once again. Yerry Mina repels it with a header away. Gay goes to ground. Referee Stuart Outwell doesn't give a decision. Instead, Everton bring the ball away. Decore releases Iwobi. Iwobi away on the left-hand side. He's only got McNeil with him. Iwobi, left-hand side of the box, looks for a shooting opportunity. Iwobi shoots, and across the face of goal, took a deflection. Corner kick.
Yeah, good play by Iwobi down that left-hand side, cutting in on his right foot, trying to get the shot away. Substitution, Anthony gets a toe on it, and that might have just been creeping in the bottom corner. Big block from Anthony.
Damari Gray is out on his feet. He's actually sat down inside the penalty area away towards our right-hand side. The end where that net bulged after Decore thundered in the only goal of the game just before the hour. And that is the goal that still separates the two sides with under 5 minutes remaining of normal time. Leicester City 2, West Ham United 1, Leeds 1, Tottenham 3. Sims will come on. And Everton are getting ever so closer. And the lady in the director's box who was in tears early, she can't bear to look. She's just turned away. This is purgatory for some of the supporters.
Oh, it's just such a horrible situation, isn't it? 5 minutes of normal time to go, plus added time. The emotions that these fans will be going through in that period of time will just be absolutely horrible. But Damari Gray's ran himself into the ground. He couldn't close down anymore, and that's why Sean Dyche has made the change. Come on, Ellis Sims, make yourself a hero. Go and score a goal for your team. That keeps them in the Premier League. Or close down, make yourself difficult to play against.
Ellis Sims comes on, the 22-year-old, the bearded youngster. McNeil swings over the corner kick from the right-hand side, and it goes behind for another corner kick to the delight of the Everton supporters. If you're at the King Power and you're a Leicester fan, listening and hoping for a Bournemouth equaliser, all the action is at the wrong end of the ground for a Leicester City side who still lead by 2-1. Everton. Well, we'll find out from we get a little app. It'll give us an indication as to how much the fourth official is planning to add on very, very soon. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at 8-9 minutes of added on time as a line of stewards in their luminous jackets walk in front of the main stand here at Goodison Park. Everton lead by a goal to nil. Corner kick far side to left. In it comes now. Travers with a punch away with his right fist. Comes out towards McNeil. Plays it out towards Garner on the left. Back towards McNeil. Tees up the cross. In it comes from the left-hand side. Tarkowski climbing. Couldn't get over it. Looping header over the top. 1-0 Everton goal kick to Bournemouth.
Oh, I bet his eyes lit up, James Tarkowski, as the ball was played to the back post. He had the run and jump on the Bournemouth defender. Just couldn't keep his header down.
Bournemouth play the ball out from the back. Just over 2 minutes remain of normal time. This is Lerma, midway through his own half. Zabani out towards Anthony on the far side. A few whistles from the Everton supporters. What an unbearable afternoon this has been. They really have been put through the ringer. Might not have necessarily had the goals as that scrap in 94, but it certainly had all the emotions to go with it. Zabani, 10 minutes I'm hearing of added on time. As the ball goes back to Senesi, and we're still about 90 seconds away from reaching that. Good header out by Tarkowski. Gay waits for the ball to bounce, lifts it on out towards Iwobi. Iwobi on the halfway line, shields it away from Anthony, he's done well. Iwobi holds on to the ball. That 10 minutes will feel like 10 hours.
Yeah, I'll wait until it goes up and wait till you hear the reaction of the crowd. That will not get a good reception, but what a performance from Iwobi. Brilliant again down that left-hand side, retaining the ball, keeping the ball for his team, making sure that Everton retain possession and that it isn't another wave of attacks from Bournemouth. Seeing people with heads and hands on the screens, on the monitors in front of us, people biting the fingers, biting the fingernails.
Well, the fourth official is now getting ready with that electronic board, and there will be a groan and a half when the Everton fans see the digits of 10 going up very, very soon. But Sean Dyche has always talked about the mentality. You cannot question the mentality of these players. They've been under pressure. They fought to the very end at Molineux last week with that 99th minute equaliser, and you can bet your bottom dollar they'll fight to the end here at Goodison Park to protect the lead, and they have to protect the lead because Leicester still lead by 2-1. Kelly can't wriggle away from Onana. He gets a free kick. Onana, I think, caught him at the second time of asking.
Yeah, and this will be dangerous. Bournemouth now with Kiefer Moore on the pitch. Make sure that they'll be looking to win the first header, keep it alive, make it dangerous for Everton at the back. It's about concentration for Everton. I'm surprised Philip Billings not going up. I thought he would have been in the box as well to add his height into that area.
There it is. There's the 10 minutes. One supporter jumps up with a yellow bucket hat in front of us with his arms open wide as if to say, how, why? Billing, it comes in. There are going to be 6 minutes of added on time at Leicester, who still lead by 2-1. So there'll be, 4 minutes where they'll just have to wait and hope at the King Power if there's no further goals in the closing stages on this dramatic afternoon on 5 Live. And that was a foul throw by Bournemouth, much to the delight of Everton. Well. The Everton supporters once again raise the roof and the volume inside Goodison Park. Great support inside Goodison. Too close for comfort. Here is Ouattara, edge of the area, in towards Solanke. What a challenge that was. I think it was Connor Cody who just threw himself at it with a sliding challenge. Offside, was it anyway?
Yeah, I think it was. I think
Cody wasn't to know that though, was he?
No, he wasn't to know at all. Lovely little slide ball into Solanke. He'd just gone a fraction early, half a yard early. Connor Cody wasn't to know that. He gets across, magnificent challenge, and then Solanke follows through and just stands on the thigh of Connor Cody, or on the knee. That's going to be a sore one, but they won't want any more added on time, Everton.
A hobbling Connor Cody gets back to his feet. And we're into the second of 10 minutes to be added on. You look around the stewards, who are all, some of them are laid back, resting, waiting to get the orders from everybody to try and prevent a pitch invasion. but I think that will be a futile exercise. The Everton supporters, I'm sure, will spread onto the pitch here at the end of the whistle if they are to survive. Leading still by a 0-0, but the army of stewards are ready and poised for about 7 minutes' time.
The Everton fans can't even muster a song. They tried to sing one then, and it's just that feeling of, oh, I can't. They're so nervous.
Drained, exhausted, mentally shot. Kelly to Billing. Gay tidies up in the midfield to Mina. Tired ball from Mina, but it will reach Onana. He's getting pulled, his shirt there by Kelly, but he tries to wriggle away from him. He goes down. Oh, that had to be a referee.
Give the first one, referee.
Onana was being impeded. Decore tries to win it back. Gay just sighs Billing down. Everton are getting desperate. 7 minutes remain. This is frantic.
Yeah, it is. He has to give that foul on Onana, though. The assistant referee is right in front of the situation, and he should be flagging and saying, OK, the second one wasn't, but the first one was. Give that foul.
Brentford have beaten Manchester City, the champions, by a 0-0. Their 25-match unbeaten run in all competitions has come to an end. They had collected, 44 points out of 48 in a 16-game unbeaten run in the Premier League before today. So that one is finished. Sports Report is coming up.
I think he's making another change. Michael Keane's just gone down, so it looks like Michael Keane's going to come on. Not sure what position he's going to come on in.
Kelly hits the ball long for Bournemouth. Moore heads it up and it drops. What a hit that was by Vina. What a save by Pickford. It was a left-footed volley. Pickford beat the ball away. Headed away by Gay. Comes out towards Billing. Bournemouth apply late pressure. Pickford with a save. What a save by Pickford.
Yeah, really good save from Jordan Pickford. Gets his angles right. Gets his positioning right. Keeper Moore heads the ball down. Vina with a brilliant strike. Catches it clean. You would say it's at a lovely height for Jordan Pickford, but he gets across, pushes the ball out to the right-hand side. Big save from Jordan Pickford, and that's 2 saves he's made in the second half.
It's finished. Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest 1. That's a result from Selhurst Park. Anthony, who's switched towards the left-hand side. Bournemouth get a free kick. We have 3.5. No, we have 6.5 minutes remaining. Free kick to Bournemouth. Everton still lead by a 0-0. Leicester 2, West Ham 1. Leeds United are going down. Free kick launched into the penalty area. Zabani is there. Now Everton can bring it away. Sims through the middle. If McNeil can find him. There's 2 balls on the pitch. Billing will pull one of them out of play. Decore meanwhile continues into the penalty area. Decore wins a corner. Strong running by Decore, the goal scorer. Just what Everton needed to take the threat away from their goal.
Well, I can't believe what Philip Billing's just done. An Everton fan below us throws the ball onto the pitch. And you're thinking to Philip Billing, just keep the ball at your feet and kick it towards the other ball, because then they have to stop play. He doesn't, he kicks it out of play. Decore with a brilliant run. Where has he got the energy to run and make those lung-busting runs so late on in this game? Phenomenal energy.
That's the voice of Stephen Warnock. Chelsea 1, Newcastle United 1 as a result at Stamford Bridge. Tottenham have got a 4th goal at Leeds United. Leeds 1, Tottenham 4. Leicester still lead 2-1. Everton are 1-0 up. They've taken a corner, left-hand side, played it short. We have another 4 minutes of added on time remaining here at Goodison Park. Up it goes to Mina. Leicester have won by 2-1, so it's finished at the King Power. Leicester have done their bit. It's now all on Bournemouth to try and save Leicester. We're under 4 minutes away. Here is Anthony. Pickford with a terrific save just moments ago. Ball is hit long downfield for Bournemouth. Up towards keeper Moore. Off the chest. Free kick. No, it goes in favour of Everton. Keeper Moore thought he'd won it. Referee Stuart Atwell says that is going to the home side. Aston Villa have beaten Brighton Hove Albion by 2-1. A 7th successive home win. They qualify for the Europa Conference League after securing 7th place. All the reaction, all the live reaction coming up in Sports Report. Leeds United are down. They've lost 4-1 at home to Tottenham Hotspur. And Everton are going to do it again, it would seem. Just as they did in 94, just as they did in 98. They're edging ever closer. It's finished at Southampton. Southampton 4, Liverpool 4. And we have under 3 minutes remaining. Stephen Warnock.
Well, Everton's players are drained. James Garner has gone down with cramp again, as that was Yerry Mina went down. Now it's up to Everton to keep the ball in the corner. They've just won a throw-in down in the bottom right-hand corner. They've just got to keep on retaining the ball, play percentages, make sure that you draw fouls in, play down the clock as much as you can, but also make sure that the balance is right at the back as well.
It's a throw to Everton, still leading by a goal to nil, attacking the Park end of the ground. Garner to take it. Sims, as he takes it short, back with Garner once again. They're going to try and keep it down in that corner, but it goes out of play for another throw, which Bournemouth will take quickly through Kelly. Up towards Moore, swivels and flicks it on towards Solanke. Tarkowski comes across. I think you'll find that's Rosette at the top tier of this main stand, and under 2 minutes remain.
They've done that well, so well throughout the game, Everton. If one of the centre-backs has missed it, there's been another one to get round on the cover. This time Tarkowski reading the game so well.
Less than 120 seconds. Onana wins the challenge against Billing, and the Everton supporters celebrate that throw-in as if they've scored a goal. Up and out of their seats.
Garner can hardly walk, James Garner. He's absolutely dead on his feet. Yerry Mina's just had to hold him up. But now it's again, play those throw-ins down the line, make sure that you gain 20, 30 yards.
Throw for Garner on the right towards Sims. Sims will try and battle for every ball. Bournemouth with Billing to Anthony midway through his own half. Helped on by Anthony, it's a high one. Mina, last game for the club, heads it away. Volleyed further forward by Iwobi. We're inside the last 60 seconds of added on time. Everton still lead Bournemouth by a goal to nil here on 5 Live and the World Service. Decore heads it away. It's like head tennis at the moment, and heading every ball is Sean Dyche, who looks at his watch on his left wrist. We go to Leicester and John Murray.
Leicester City's players just waiting on the pitch here for their fate to be confirmed.
Arsenal 5, Wolves 0 is a full-time score. They are ready to celebrate inside Goodison Park. They've seen some narrow escapes here in the past, and they're witnessing another one. The stewards are primed. 20 seconds remain. The analysts in front of us have to get to their feet, because everybody in front of us is on their feet and waiting and baying for the referee to blow his final whistle. By my watch, the 10 minutes are up of Stuart Atwell. Everton lead by a goal to nil. All eyes on the referee. Bournemouth meanwhile are attacking. Anthony, left-hand side. Tackle by Gay. Still we go on. There it is. There is the final whistle. Decore's goal saves Everton. There is a pitch invasion here at Goodison Park. The story of the Blues is one of sheer delight. And Everton, with another final day escape, means and signals the demise and relegation for Leicester City. And that's where we go now. And John Murray.
The Leicester City players hear the news and they stand like statues. James Maddison goes down on his haunches, puts his hands on his face. Leicester City's fate is confirmed. Relegation.
Pitch invasion here. Blue flares, blue smoke bombs being led off by the supporters out onto the pitch. The stewards are doing their best to try and keep them off the pitch. But there are hundreds on the playing surface here at Goodison Park. And Everton, just as they did in 94 and in 1998, have survived on the final day. Stephen Warnock.
Well, it took a goal of such quality to settle the game. He was the standout player on the pitch, Decore. He was the one who was trying to make things happen. He was the one who tried to get forward at every opportunity to get past Amari Gray. But as that ball fell to him on the edge of the box, he struck it so sweetly. And it was a goal worthy of winning any game. But it was a goal that's kept Everton in the Premier League Huge goal, huge result for Everton. What an atmosphere though, Deno, what an atmosphere.
Well, the supporters have certainly played their part. The stewards, to their credit, have done as well as they can to try and keep as many off the pitch as they can, but I would still say that there are hundreds rather than thousands on the pitch. There are a line of stewards that have formed a cordon in front of the tunnel area here, Mark, but Everton have done it. Sean Dyche, who took charge when they were 19th and 2 points from safety, has steered Everton over the line. They have picked up 21 points now since his arrival, when you consider that they'd picked up just 15 points out of 20 prior to his appointment. But Everton will be in the Premier League for what will be a 70th successive season, and they will see out the final season at Goodison Park as a top-flight club.
Such contrast on the screens in front of me. Leicester fans in tears, Leeds fans in tears. There's an element of defiance among some of the Leeds fans as well. And Goodison is a mixture of relief and celebration and blue flares and absolutely, Stephen Warnock, exhausted men in blue.
Yeah, and do you know what, Chappers, credit to them, because they threw everything into it. Defensively, they were organised, they were solid, they covered each other. The midfield of Garner Gay, Decore, Iwobi was outstanding as well, give him credit, but James Garner as well on that right hand side. What a performance from such a young man, inexperienced within the Premier League. He was showing so much composure on the pitch, but that is, it's a performance that was solid, organised. They built into the game, they grew into the game. I've never sampled an atmosphere like that in a long time. That was brilliant. I mean, to be here and to be part of that is brilliant. Loved it.
You could pick out all the players at times, couldn't you? Whether that was Cody and Tarkowski and Mina, whether it is those players, and you've mentioned some of them who played out of position today because that's what the club needed them to do. Whether it was Pickford for his save at the end, having done whatever he did whatever he did to his finger or his hand. I mean, every single one of them in some way, you could highlight an element of their performance.
Yeah, and that'll be the big thing at the end of the game, where Sean Dyche, I'm sure, in the changing room will say, it's not Decore's goal, it's everything, it's a collective. It was every single player has contributed to that performance, and they absolutely have, because when a man got beat, there was another one alongside who was tracking his man and clearing up the mess that they might have been in. It's a big team performance. That it's exactly what was needed. They didn't go out and go open and expansive, which they could have done and tried to go after the game. It was a really, really impressive performance.